Howdy, folks. Welcome back to Genshin Impact. Today, I'm gonna do a few more uh, quests as usual. Let me see here. I know that I'm getting close to the end of the Archon quests. I don't know how many I have left, but I mean, Act 5 and Chapter 3 seems fairly far along. Um, I don't see it going much further than maybe 6. So I figure I have 2 left here at the most. And then, let me see here. Is it in events? Um, I forget where it says things. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. I mean, there's a new area unlocked. Maybe it's this? No, this is just the event. But I'm sure that there's another... Is it chapter? Yeah, I'm sure that there's a chapter 4 at this point. Because it seems like a new area was added and stuff like that. So I figure I don't have much left for the Archon quests. So for the near future, I might be focusing on a few of these or a few more of these. You know, if I get 2 to 3 done in a day or in a session, then that's what at best 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 sessions to get to the point where they're locked, and these require Chapter 3, Act 5 to be completed. And I think this is where I saw, yeah. So, the lattice chapter, Act 1. I don't think that's any of these. So, oh, there it is. Lattice chapter, Act 1. Never mind. So, that one is gonna unlock with Zhao. So, yeah, I'm getting close to the end of the story, or of the current story. And I want to get some background on a lot of these characters because I Albedo, I've only seen him in uh the uh, the event, the one event that happened not too long ago. Um, Zhao, of course, I've met and have recently done a very long um, quest with, so that'll be great. I don't know if this is supposed to happen before or after that. Hu Tao, I have no idea who she is. Eula, no idea. Dai Miko, sure, I know her. But, yeah, a lot of this just seems like I should get them done. But other than that, I also have wishes to do because we've got new banners and I've got some rolling to do. Or I have some rolls that I can do. How about that? So I guess I'm gonna start off real quick, doing some of this, seeing who I get. Um, with the standard banner, I'm just happy with anything I get. Um, with the events wish, I mean, I'm definitely happy with all 3 of the 4 stars that are here because I don't have any of them. I do not have Ganyu and I do not have Baiju. So I wouldn't mind getting either one of them or both of them if I'm really lucky. I don't think I'll be that lucky with what is that? Almost 60, no, almost 70 rolls. So I might get one, but it's unlikely that I'll get both. But yeah, let me just go ahead and start here with one roll or 110 roll here and see what happens here. So, as usual, of course, purple, I guess, is expected because every 10 you do get a purple. What do I get? A Favonius sword. I think I may have already had one, but you know, it never hurts to have a second to make it better or to give to two separate people. So, not upset about that at all. That seems just fine. And then I think I want to start with Ganyu. Try for Ganyu. I've had the opportunity to try her out a little bit because of her story quest, and she seemed to be okay. Another archer, another ice archer, I guess. But let me see how this goes. So first roll, I get purple. Who or what is this purple? And got lots of weapons, of course. And we get Candace. I almost said Cadence, but Candace. Seems pretty good. I don't think I've had the chance to try her out. So that'll be good. Oh, and I got the bell. Okay. Well, great sword. Might be interesting to see if it's useful to anyone. And then another 10. Now we're starting to go into the primogems. So let's see what we got. Another purple off of the 20 roll. Let's see here. More weapons. And we get, alright, another cadence, or Kent. I told you I kept pronouncing it as cadence. It is Candace. Sorry. So, Candace, another one of those, not bad. Let's see what else we get. Hopefully someone other than Candace this time. I don't mind having multiples, but at this point, you know, as usual, I am more interested in variety than strength. So, what do we got? We got a Favonius Codex. I do not have one of those, so that might be useful. No characters. That's fine. Happens occasionally, but it doesn't seem to happen all that often in my experience. So let's go again. This is what, 40? So a bunch more weapons. I mean, that's kind of what you expect, right? And I get Kave? Is that how you pronounce his name? Kave. Okay. And a new Dendro character, which is very good because, I mean, I have, what's her name? I can't remember off the top of my head, but more Dendro characters is needed for variety, I think. Okay, so that was 40. What do we got here? More purple. That's fine. And expected. Sacrificial fragments. Okay. I'll have to check that out later, see how good that is. And it looks like that might be the only purple one of this roll. Okay. Another roll of no character. That's fairly odd for me, but, you know, it's fine. And then this is 60. And purple again. Okay. So no luck with Ganyu. That's fine. And another Candace. I was hoping to get official at least. But that's okay. I've still got plenty of time. So, 3 Candace. No idea how good or bad that is, but at this point I'm at 15, 17. There is, 19 days, well, 18 days really, before this banner is gone. So I have plenty of time to get more, to at least try one more roll of 10. But yeah, I would like to get official at this point, as I just mentioned, I like variety
its duty
over strength, and having duplicates doesn't really raise their strength all that much in most cases. So yeah, I guess I should just go into the quests now, and I think I'm just gonna go from left to right, work my way through them at this point. So I'm gonna unlock Albedo, and then I can finally claim these keys, because, I get more keys than I get to use them, because I just don't do these, really. These require like 2 keys each or something, and I just haven't done them. Again, like, I don't know these first 3 characters at all, as far as the story goes. So, why would I have a hangout event with characters that I've never met? Most of these others, like, even though, yeah, even though I have Noelle unlocked, I haven't technically met her in the story. She's been mentioned in notices, but that's about it. So, and that just seems odd to me. But anyway, let's start this quest. See what it has in store for me. Where is it? It's up here. Oh, we're going back to Mondstadt. Okay. Don't know if I really want to teleport here, but I guess it's the closest. It's probably gonna... Okay, it doesn't just drop me into it. Oh, we're gonna talk to her. Cool. Let's see what she has to say.
Huh? Looks like Timaeus isn't here today. Wait, are these two... Oh! Hello, Traveler in Paimon. Pardon me, are you looking for Timaeus? No, just strange for him to not be around. Paimon always sees him standing here. I see. He was called away by Albedo a little while ago. I was called over to attend to the store. If you need any help, just call my name. If not, I'll be reading a book. Over there.
Thanks. No worries. We're all clued up on the basics of alchemy, aren't we?
No need to trouble you.
I guess it's no surprise coming from the one who repelled Storm Terror. Actually, since it's you, I bet you're someone who'd be able to help Albedo.
There's that name again. Albedo. You and Timaeus mentioned him the last time we met, right? Is he also an alchemist in Mondstadt?
Was he mentioned? Huh. Okay, well, I mean, I suppose if he was mentioned, then I guess that's, I guess that's a way to start. But yeah, as far as this goes, it's not a name I'm familiar with.
Apologies. I never introduced him. Albedo is the Knights of Favonia's chief alchemist. He's also Timaeus and my teacher.
But Paimon's only ever seen Timaeus teaching alchemy. So that means Albedo is a teacher?
Yes, he's dedicated himself to investigating the truth of this world, and has made many an important breakthrough. We often get alchemists coming to Mondstadt from all over Teyvat, seeking his help. They say that the subtlest of guidance from Mr. Albedo helps him to solve the most unfathomable of problems.
Wow! Paimon didn't know he was such a big deal.
Still, it seems that he's encountered a problem in his research recently. Every time I see him, he has a concerned look on his face.
I mean, I'm not sure someone as smart as him could use my help. I wouldn't... I wouldn't say that's always the case, because there's always the view of like a second set of eyes definitely helps move things along. Sometimes just like if you're working on something alone, you get stuck in your own thought processes, and sometimes just having somebody to bounce ideas off of might be useful. So I wouldn't say I'm not sure that he could use my help, but I can definitely say my knowledge of alchemy stops at basic crafting.
I'm sure that Albedo would love to hear about your incredible exploits. I know it would bring him lots of new inspiration. Albedo is a true gentleman. He'll be sure to pay you back in equal measure for helping him out.
Can he make Paimon stronger?
Paimon doesn't need any help in that department. But if Albedo wants to pay Paimon back for helping him, a few more might settle the score.
Albedo and Timaeus will be conducting research in the mountains right now. I'd love to take you both to see him, but somebody has to attend to the store. I'm afraid you'll have to go to the entrance to the pass and look for him by yourselves. Look out for a refined gentleman with the presence of a true scholar. And... sorry. That's the best I can do. You'll have to do your best.
Alright, you want to give me any like physical traits to look out for?
Hey, stop worrying. We got this.
Otherwise, anybody that is standing out there, I mean,
Sucrose is a whole lot less nervous once she gets talking about alchemy and research, huh? Is that what all researchers are like? Anyway, let's go and look for Albedo.
sure thing. Way over here. Okay, so he is on his way to the mountain. I mean, that's what she said, but I wasn't certain that he was going to be this close to it. But again, look out for whatever she said. That person right over there would technically fit the bill. And I don't actually...
Sister Rosaria! So here you are!
I've told you already, I don't go in for that kind of thing. I've got more important matters to attend to.
Oh, but this event has commemorative significance. The church hopes that all sisters will be present.
Hopes? That's odd, because I don't recall a fulfill the hopes of others clause in my job description.
I don't think I've met her, story-wise.
I mean, sure, but...
But what? You're the event organizer, aren't you? Do you not find it the least bit odd?
I mean, I may have been introduced to her way back at the beginning, but I certainly don't remember.
What do you mean?
This far out from Mondstadt at this hour? Even if you set out right now, I'll wager you'd still miss the opening ceremony. Who knows? Maybe this is someone's grand plan to make a fool out of you.
Huh? Well, that can't be. People aren't like that.
Evidence decides what people are like, not your feelings. Maybe you're a little too trusting of other people. Don't fret, nobody's gonna blame you if you go back empty-handed. I can't imagine anyone else was delusional enough to think I was gonna show up. But if you dally any longer, you really won't make it.
You're right. It's a very important commemorative event. If I'm late, then... right, I've gotta get going.
Off you go.
Seems like that sister's an expert in making people believe anything she wants.
I thought I heard something. Who are you and why are you eavesdropping?
We'd better watch out. She seems like a dangerous villain, or a trickster at best.
Oh, really? I'm a member of the long-standing Favonius Church. You're an eavesdropping pixie from who knows where, and you think I'm the trickster?
Wait, she heard that? Paimon was whispering so quietly.
And as for this outlander you seem to be following... So it's you. The honorary knight that saved us from storm terror. Well then, given your status, I won't press you on your reasons for eavesdropping. Otherwise, depending on your answer, I could have arrested you on the spot.
What? Do the Sisters of Mondstadt have the authority to arrest people now?
We can't go turning a blind eye to hidden dangers, can we? Why shouldn't sisters have a sense of justice?
That doesn't sound right. But Paimon can't think of a good comeback.
Let's talk about you. What are you doing in the mountains?
Okay, we are... for a little bit, I was starting to wonder if I hadn't just accidentally run into the start of something else. Because it's been quite a while since I've been to this mountain. But yeah, we're looking for Albedo.
If it's him you're after, I made a point of noting his tracks. Many people have made their way up after the snowstorm. Let's hope they're still there.
So, are you also looking for him?
No, this is just a professional habit of mine. I sensed elemental traces in these tracks. Never hurts to be vigilant.
As far as sisters goes, you're, fairly mysterious? I mean, sure, why not?
I couldn't care what you think.
I know.
Come on then. I'd like to see what he's up to anyway.
Oh, but you care about what he's up to. Alright.
Rosaria said there were elemental traces in the tracks. They should show up pretty clearly with elemental sight.
Oh, yeah, but, until I need to... Oh. I'm just gonna go ahead and, do this. I might eat some, food for keeping warm longer, but... Alright, there we are. Yep, went this way, just try to avoid people. But I mean, there's footprints.
You know, little pixie, your ability to appear and disappear at will is very interesting. After committing a crime, you'd be able to leave the scene without a trace.
You're so suspicious. Why is Paimon a criminal in your example?
Let's see. Okay. More footprints here.
It's getting colder and colder. Rosaria, aren't you freezing?
Me? I'm alright. I got used to operating in adverse conditions a long time ago.
Huh? Seems like there's more to being a sister in the Favonius Church than Paimon realized.
There we are. There's some more tracks. Yeah, they just, I don't need the elemental one too much in the snow. Seems like he's heading this way. I mean, assuming that, yeah. Alright. They are his footprints, or at least they're the elemental tracks that we are following, and not just some other foot tracks. That would be kind of interesting if they did that. Is making two sets of footprints, one of which didn't have the elemental traces.
Is that Albedo? Why would he hang around a place like this?
The word on the street is he loves painting. He'll hang around anywhere for a good landscape. The views and scenery here are pretty good. Potential paintings everywhere you look.
But can't he see those hilichurls? Isn't he in danger? Uh-oh. Looks like we startled them. Enough talk. Let's take them out of the picture first.
Alright. Sounds good to me. There we go.
Who are you? Why did you alarm them? Thank the gods I'd already completed my painting. Would have been a shame to leave these particular hilichurls unfinished.
You're painting hilichurls?
What's up with painting hilichurls? What makes them so interesting?
I'm afraid the answer isn't easy to explain. If you'd like to have a look at my painting, it may give you a clue.
Yeah.
Wow, look at the detail! But some of it seems to have been done in a hurry.
You can find these hilichurls anywhere. Quite boring, in fact. Not worth closer inspection. But take a look at this specimen. The build, the coat, and there's a distinct force at work here. In the cyclical lives of such primitive communities, such unique attributes are an indication of evolution at work. Evolution, the transition from nothing into existence, from the known to the
Hold your horses. Something tells me we're in for a thesis and I haven't got the stamina. We found your man. I'm headed back.
Alright. Have fun.
What? Don't you have any questions for him? Hey! What a weirdo.
So Sister Rosaria brought you. Surprising. And I didn't have time to thank her. But back to the point. From her words, it seems that you were looking for me?
Mm-hmm. We met a girl in Mondstadt, Sucrose. She said you were stuck with your research.
I see. So Sucrose sent you here. Then, if I'm not mistaken, you must be the honorary knight. You've got the whole of Mondstadt talking. I've heard a bit of everything. Your actions during Storm Terror's attack, your elemental control, and quite a few other mysterious things. I'll skip to the conclusion. There's only one possibility after all. You came from afar. From another world, correct?
Correct.
Excellent. If I could procure your assistance, I think my research would benefit enormously.
Your research? I'm not sure I understand.
Forgive me. This must be confusing. Where should I begin? The essence of life?
Whoa. You want to start with that?
You're right. Giving a demonstration would be better than trying to explain. For example, awakening life. breathing new life into fallen leaves.
You can do that?
Alchemy really is useful.
However, I have a particular seed in my possession.
Hello.
The method I'm talking about has produced no results.
Glad you're back. Not sure if there's really anything interesting that I've been up to. I think earlier, when I started, I did a few um, wishes here, but I wasn't too interesting. Just got some 4-star characters, um, but that's about it. What else was I? I and was playing Honkai yesterday, and I think I did some good rolls there. I can't remember. It's been a whole day. Oh, good. Good to hear that his quest is good, because uh, some of these are hit or miss, I think. Um, and yeah, I just started this one. I- if you know of his quest, you can, I guess, tell that I'm kind of right at the beginning. Just met him, so uh, it's going good so far.
It's like you, in that it hails from another world, helping it to grow, to bloom. That's the problem my research is up against. That's where I need your assistance.
Well, if you're struggling to figure it out, Paimon's not sure we're gonna be much assistance.
I beg to differ. I'm unable to comprehend the intricacies of life outside of the known world. But you're not from the known world. By observing and researching you, I may just be able to find a way to get the seed to sprout.
So I'm an object of research. I mean, that's it's kind of obvious from a lot of perspectives, just because, well, I'm from a different world, so it kind of makes sense.
Shall we just get out of here? This sounds a little freaky.
Is there any danger?
It's possible. But I will do everything in my control to ensure your safety. Time for a change of surroundings. We should be going. There's research to do.
I like that he's a bit honest. You know, is there any danger? Well, there could be. Uh, Somebody else might have just been like, no, no, there's no danger whatsoever. You can trust me. But hey, now we have Rosario over here,
Albedo and that traveler seem to have hit it off.
listening in, like she was just accusing us of doing when we met her. So,
Takes a weirdo to know one, I guess. I wonder, does this constitute a risk to Mondstadt?
but another thing though is, I haven't met Rosaria really all that much. I think she made a quick appearance in one of the event stories, but she sounds familiar. I think. I mean, I don't want to say it without being certain, but oh, I'm getting cold. I should find a place to sit by a fire. Give me just a second. I don't come up to the mountains too often, so this isn't something I have to deal with. I should probably just eat one of those foods that makes it easier out here. I kind of figured we'd be done and then go back to Mondstadt, but apparently not. But yeah, Rosario's voice actress I want to say, like, I think I made this exact same comment in Honkai. Is
So rude!
I think that's the voice actress for, or that was also in Persona 5. The student girl who ends up on as with a bike as her persona. I don't actually know her voice actress's name, but it just it's just one of those voices that kind of sounds familiar when you hear it, or at least to me. I'm not very good with that kind of stuff usually, so I guess that's why it kind of sticks out for me. All right, up the trail some more. Are we? There we are. I couldn't see the little orange dot anywhere, so I was getting worried I was missing it.
Paimon has a question. After the seed sprouts, will it grow into anything?
I don't know. But I feel the importance will lie in the method, not the endpoint. Using alchemy to awaken otherworldly life into that would constitute a big leap in my understanding of the essence of life. After awakening, even creation may be possible.
Oh, okay. That. No worries about that. I don't know how far you are in Star Rail, so I don't want to say any specific thing. But I really have only progressed the story during the streams, so I'm only like 10 hours of actual game progression in Star Rail. So
Still a little difficult to understand?
No, Paimon's got a brain. But what's the seed gonna become? Isn't that more interesting than whatever it was you were saying?
let's see. Yeah, that's what I want to know. Oh, okay. Just beginning of the ship. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I won't say anything. I am enjoying the story. As I think I mentioned last time, it was a little bit hard to start with because I felt like I was being dropped in the middle of everything that was going on. But if I were to compare it to a game I've played before, I would say I get a very big Star Ocean feel to it. I don't know if you've played Star Ocean or any of the Star Ocean games, but I get a very similar play style or story style to that. So I'm enjoying it so far. I really like turn-based more than live action. So I think next week I'm probably going to be changing my schedule up a little bit. Or it kind of ended up that way this week, but I think I'm going to be pulling back a little bit on Genshin and only be doing Genshin 1 day a week, and then doing Honkai Star Rail 2 days a week, just to get things rolling. Just because I'm finding that I'm not progressing far enough to unlock all the things I can do in in the short few hours that I have during a stream. So I want to get more things unlocked so I have more things to do off stream. Like, I think just this last stream I unlocked the ability to get relics. So, I don't want to say anything about the story or anything, but it to me it seemed like it was a while before I had the ability to get relics, and I know that those are a big thing for your strength in these kind of games. So, let's see. Isn't that more interesting than whatever it was you were saying? That's what I want to know.
Well, if it turns out to be a delicious fruit, dinner's on me.
Yay! Paimon's holding you to it.
You sure know how to keep Paimon on board. I'm gonna go with you've seen through Paimon's ulterior motives.
Well, let's just say I, occasionally have to look after a child. Another lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. I suppose it's one of the few non-alchemy related disciplines I'm any good at.
Wonder if he's talking about Klee, since they all seem to be part of the Favonius faction.
The subject of my first research was the elements. In this world, manipulating the elements requires a vision. Though I can't see anything resembling one on your person, how you're able to freely manipulate elemental power is something I'd like to ascertain. I've got a few questions in that regard. Firstly, do you have any extra organs? A second heart? A fourth stomach? Things of that nature.
Not that I'm aware of.
Fascinating. And this floating child is connected to your body in some way?
I fished her up from the ocean.
What a stupid question! Can't you see the gap between us? And another thing, it's Paimon, not floating child.
I was merely considering the possibility that you were an external organ. Perhaps there is some invisible force connecting you.
I met Paimon on my travels.
Oh, that rules out that possibility. I wonder, did Paimon guide the elemental power to you?
I mean, it's possible. She's the one that, she's the one that told me about the statue to begin with, so I don't know if Paimon is the reason that I can use elemental powers.
But that would mean that Paimon's elemental power would be enough to break through a mountain rock at least 10 meters thick, or cause the waterfall south of Springville to flow backwards. No, that definitely can't be it.
Alright then.
Hey, how would you know anyway?
In that case, it would appear that there's no obvious difference between the composition of your body and that of the humans in this world. Given that there's clearly a discrepancy in their research, it seems that only experimentation will yield the answers. Firstly, this mysterious elemental power. I'd like to examine exactly how it manifests externally. Let me lure a few slimes to the area. Perhaps you'd be able to defeat them, using whatever method comes most naturally to you.
It's always slimes that we're fighting.
Huh?
Nice. I suppose that's
Very
okay.
sciencey.
Direct and clear observation are imperative to a good experiment. This is just a simple exercise. Naturally, if you require a greater challenge, we could bring in 6 Oceanids.
I don't recall what those are, but I could if they're just a normal monster, I could probably handle that.
Slimes! Slimes are fine.
As long as I'm not being batted around by hydromimics.
Well, prepare yourself. The slimes will be here any moment.
Alright then. And they're ice ones, of course.
You haven't won yet to ashes!
You're toast!
And one more, I think. Oh, and we've got more. Okay. cloud of cold. Is that it? That must be it.
Great work.
Alright.
Did you feel anything out of the ordinary? If you're injured, I have a few emergency potions ready.
Just a bit cold.
Excellent. According to my observations, the manifestation of the external elemental flow is as expected. Elemental reactions are normal. There's nothing out of the ordinary. Now that we know that the external flow is manifesting normally, let's test the internal flow.
Internal flow? How do you test that?
It's very simple. I can use alchemy to create a potion that will extract elemental power.
Okay.
If the elemental power is stored or accumulated physically within your body, this potion may elicit an elemental reaction.
Make my stomach swirl or crystallize in my stomach? I guess either. I'm gonna go with the crystallize since he's an earth elemental.
Sounds kinda terrifying.
I guess either one would have worked.
Don't worry. In a normal course of events, you'd feel some temporary queasiness. No bodily injury.
And in the abnormal course of events?
If anything unexpected occurs, I've made the necessary preparations. Try not to worry.
Have you, though? I mean, you've kind of just met, so... Alright, well, that's not hugely reassuring.
Well, it's not that there aren't any risks involved. But if there is anything blocking your elemental flow, we'll be able to locate it with this test. Just a warning. If an internal elemental reaction occurs for any other reason, that's a bad sign.
This is like a health checkup.
Yes, that's an excellent way to think about it. Before we get started, the potion we'll use for the test is missing a catalyst. We'll need to find it.
And I'm guessing it's up here in the mountain somewhere.
It's a type of ore known as star silver.
Ah, yes.
But unfortunately, not all of it is suitable. I'll take you to my campsite. We can gather some star silver ore on the way. I'll point out any likely contenders. All going to plan, we should be able to begin concocting the potion when we get to the campsite.
Sounds good.
Paimon's still got a few safety concerns, but it seems like there's a silver lining. Let's keep our eyes open.
Alright, so just up here. Search for star silver. Oh, hey, look at this. It's right on the road. Oh,
Here. Should do for catalyst purposes.
alright. Is there any more? Maybe up here? I don't really recall. Ah, there's one.
This one. Usable with a bit of polish.
And then one over here.
What luck. This should be enough. My campsite is just up ahead. I'll lead the way.
I got some pine wood as well. Alright, so, cross the gap. Ah, this is his campsite. Okay, I was wondering about this back when I was exploring the mountain.
This is my campsite. I've added the materials we collected to the concoction. While we are waiting, have a look over here.
Over here. There we are. What are we looking at?
My assistant Timaeus here is helping me with my research. I'm guessing you may have met in Mondstadt already.
Hello! I've just gotten hold of the data from your experiment. The report is already up on the board there.
Whoa! Look at all the data! You got all these results from one slime battle?
Yeah, that's data, all right.
I wouldn't call them results, inferences, and a few daring guesses perhaps. I think the most rational direction would be to expound on the phylogenetic relationship between this traveler and the slimes.
I would have thought even Paimon and I were more closely related.
Consider. You don't have a vision, but you can manipulate elemental energy. The slimes don't have visions either, yet they too are able to manipulate the elements.
Yeah, but they're only able to manipulate a single element.
Following this line of thought, I'm sure we'll be able to establish a basis in fact.
Not bad for a point of entry. But strictly speaking, slimes are elemental life forms. In other words, beings consisting entirely of the elements.
Yep, that's true.
A cryoregisvine, or even a whopperflower might be a better analogy. But tracing back the phylogenetic relationships between plants and animals, you might have to trace back to the world's origins. In that sense, things might get difficult, don't you think?
Yes, sir. That sounds correct.
After all, we've got our primary data already. This traveler is a visitor from another world.
Oh, there you go. Telling my secrets to everyone.
If it turned out that she did have a phylogenetic relationship with this world. Now that really would be something, wouldn't it?
Ah, it would. Apologies. I was so excited to get the data. I'll slow down a bit next time. Speaking of data, to complete our research, we'll need some more. I'll be conducting analysis here for the time being. If you're keen for an update, just come and find me.
Great, I'll leave you to it.
All right, then. Back to the bubbling goo.
Looks like the potion's ready. I'll try a little first. If all goes well, I'll hand it over to you. In line with my expectations. Ready to drink. Remember to keep calm at all times, and breathe deeply if you feel unwell.
All right, sounds good. Gulp it down. Oh, then I suppose I actually have to drink it, huh? Is it in here with the food? Doesn't look like it. Where would that be? There we are. Made using alchemy, despite its unusual color, he insists that the potion will work as expected. Drinking it should not cause any adverse side effects. Should not. But we'll find out.
So this is a day in the life of the traveler.
Seem to be on fire.
I'm learning more about you all the time.
Is it gonna stay this way? Maybe. Sure seems to be lasting longer than it normally would. Oh, there it goes.
Tasty? You've got a funny look on your face.
It's burning a bit.
You said you tried some already. You sure it was ready? What's happened to her?
Oh, this was the result I was expecting. And a very positive one at that. This potion channels elemental power into the body. Under normal circumstances, a repelling reaction is to be expected. But if the internal elemental flow is unimpeded, you'll only experience momentary discomfort. Once the flow is complete, there won't be any other effects.
So you knew you'd be sick and still drink some?
It was my own concoction, of course. Only natural for me to be the guinea pig.
That's true. Out of consideration for the test subject.
But of course, you're my assistant. By all sense and reason, it would be wrong of me to place that risk onto you. In conclusion, I'd say we have our conclusion. As far as elemental energy is concerned, you're no different from anyone else in this world. Nothing peculiar.
Aw, Paimon wanted something cooler to happen.
Then again, better an ordinary result than a peculiar result. Peculiar results have a tendency to be of the undesirable variety.
I feel like you're referring to something in particular.
The good thing about ordinary is that everything is an object of reference, and everyone understands you. People are the same, they can understand, empathize, encourage, and support one another. When you're sick, a doctor can diagnose you because they are you. When something goes wrong, you can ask people who've made the same mistake for their experience because you are them. but a peculiar person. They don't have much recourse for the things we take for granted. The essence of their life is fundamentally different. For example, a human can't understand the life of a pyro-regisvine or an Eye of the Storm. Have I explained it clearly enough?
I think I'm getting it. Yeah, still seems like there's another layer of meaning to your words.
To sum up, this has been a positive outcome. Going forward, you can use your elemental power without fear. Timaeus, the results of the new experiment are out. If you could see to collating them.
Just a moment, sir. I'll handle it. Oh, you gave me a lot to consider. Really stretched my limits. I'm thinking a lot clearer now.
He is a good storyteller. Also, he is very conscientious about the people he's with. You know, a lot of times, scientists are shown as, here, drink this and see what happens. Whereas, you know, as shown, he took a sip of it himself to first make sure that it was safe, but also to, I'm guessing, have a basis for the experiment because he knows how it would react to him. So seeing it react to me would be a little bit different. But he is being courteous and safe, and I kind of like that in his character.
Oh, having you down as an animal wasn't very precise of me, but starting with the premise of an elemental life form, now that was...
Not bad. I think it's an interesting line of inquiry. Whatever the truth of the matter, I'd like your research at the fore as opposed to my judgment.
You can count on me, sir. I'll extract a result satisfactory to all.
Is he trying to join the Knights? He's starting to sound like a suck-up. What Paimon meant to say was, that's the spirit! Mr. Albedo, say something!
Before we can proceed with our research, I need to prepare something. Wait one moment.
Sure thing.
If you're interested, why not have a look around? It may help to pass the time.
Sure, I'll look around. I think I've looked around in here before, but I suppose with him actually being here, there are new things to look at. So, a board with some incomprehensible experimental reports stuck to it. Still, you can tell that the progress is being made on those experiments. Alright. And then we've got... looks like an alchemy table, or alchemy work table. Some potions and other apparatus are laid out here. Are these what Albedo uses to investigate the world? Wouldn't hurt to touch it, would it? I mean, it could. If you stick your hand in the fire, that certainly would hurt. What's this? Oh, that's just food. Okay. And then the shelf. A shelf packed with books and potions. Looks like the owner has a habit of reading and researching potions simultaneously. Well, yeah, that makes perfect sense. You know, if a potion takes time to boil or to do whatever it's doing, then you have time on your hands while it's being done. So, you know, you set a potion to be prepared, and then you sit down and read a book while it's working. It makes sense to me.
Here comes Albedo! Let's go see him!
Where? Oh, it's just out there.
I'm back. Did you see anything interesting?
Couldn't make heads or tails of anything. I'm not going to say they aren't very organized, because to him, they're probably right where they need to be. So, yeah, couldn't make heads or tails of anything.
Not to worry. They're all for alchemical purposes. You'd be hard-pressed to find an everyday use for them. Well, on with the research. There may be significant differences between different worlds. Take Tevat, for example. Here, those with visions can manipulate the elements, but worlds may well exist where only one person is able to do so. Or even everyone.
Or even no one.
So, leaving elements to one side, do you possess any unique abilities? Ones that don't exist in this world?
And you know, with him saying things like that, makes me wonder, like, again, I think that there's some kind of connection between Genshin and Honkai, whether it's Honkai Star Rail or Honkai Impact or whatever. Um, there are some things that just seem like they hint at something that of some sort of connection. All right, see you later. Have a good time. And I will definitely enjoy this. Unique abilities, ones that don't exist in this world.
I think answering this question calls for the same methodology as last time. In other words, time for the next experiment.
Am I battling slimes again?
No, no. You shan't be required to exert quite so much effort this time around. Now, see this pillar here? Use your willpower to try and break it.
Sorry, I can't do that. Paimon, give it a shot.
You think Paimon knows how to do that stuff?
I don't know. That's why I was asking.
That was your best effort? Well, can't be helped, I suppose. Have you tried using your elemental power with food? I don't mean for cooking, as such. Rather, channeling your power into the ingredients themselves.
Hey, that would be interesting. Being able to cook up new dishes with elemental infused food.
I'm curious to see how the taste and texture respond. It may even help with proliferation.
Alchemists certainly have active imaginations. Sure you're not just speculating? Yeah, I'm gonna go with the second one.
I suppose I have a curiosity for things that others find surprising. Anyway, why don't you cook us up a sunshine sprat? I've just finished preparing the recipe.
Oh, you...
Cooking? Paimon was looking forward to more mad scientist stuff.
Not only is this recipe a staple for me, it's also worth experimenting with and highly nutritious.
Paimon bets you're just hungry. It does sound yummy, though. Okay, Paimon approves.
I know what you're getting at. I'll save you a fin or two.
Good buddies are always on the same page.
I'll leave you to it then. Looking forward to the results. If there's anything left over, maybe Timaeus can finish the last morsels.
Paimon doesn't think we'll have that problem. How are we gonna channel elemental power into the food? Maybe try the willpower thing again. Where does it get these ideas from anyway? Let's just do it the old-fashioned way.
So, something I... Okay, sunshine sprat. Something I'm both fond of and not so fond of is, okay, so you've got all these recipes that you can make, but you know, you've got the fried egg, and this kind of follows for most of the food, except for like the goulash here, or maybe a couple others. Maybe not. Maybe it's just the goulash. Like the goulash has a specific thing for it. Like it's there to keep you warm in the mountain. But like a fried egg is, it revives and restores 50 to 100 hit points. The steak does the exact same thing. Which is the exact same thing as mora meat, which is the exact same thing as the stir-fried fillet. I don't really understand why you have so many foods that do exactly the same thing. Um, it may just be so that you have, multiple ways of cooking each one, but that just that just seems to be a bit of a bloat to the entire thing. Like, sure, I have, four different ways, five different ways, six different ways, seven? How many ways do I have to do? All right, I have 7 foods that can resurrect and restore 50 to 100 hit points. The only difference is what's required to make them, and possibly if a character has it as a specialty, which then I think only increases its effectiveness by like 50%. So, like, I have 7 different foods that can do this. I don't need that much, um, because there is no benefit to eating food outside of what it would give you. So, like, minty bean soup, there's no reason to eat it unless I need to revive a character. But, there's no reason for me to uh, get 2 beans and 2 mint when I can just get an egg. I know egg is a little harder to get than mint, for obvious reasons. Like, I have 485 mint just by wandering around and picking them up every time I pass one. And then beans, of course, you can buy, but then you're spending your money. But, I I just don't understand what the benefit of having 7 different foods that do the same thing. Um, I just don't understand the reason for it. Um, I do know, of course, like this next tier up, of course, it restores 250 to 550, so it's better. So, but that's green tier, and then blue tier does more. And I assume if there was one for purple tier, it would do even more. But to me, all this is doing is just congesting the layout. Because at first I was glad that there were so many foods. I enjoy crafting in games, and I I liked the fact that there was so many different foods to craft. But there's just no reason. Like, again, these higher tiers, like this golden shrimp, uh, I don't see why I would buy 5 shrimp, 4 potatoes. Is this rice? No, this is flour. I don't see why I would use 12 ingredients when I could just use 1. Sure, the hit points is a lot different. Um, but 1,500 hit points. A good, sweet madame would take care of that for 4 ingredients. So altogether, I would be spending 5 ingredients for instead of 9. But sorry, I got off a tangent, and I'm supposed to be cooking
I only wish life could
something.
be as leisurely as this a little
Sunshine
more.
Sprat. Alright, let me see if I can find that in here. I don't remember. Is it down at the bottom here? No. So I have the ingredients for it somewhere. Can I filter? I don't know what kind of. There it is. Sunshine Sprat. I will cook 1. And yeah, I've got some cooks here that are good, so I will cook it manually. Cook it perfectly.
greedy of me.
And there we go.
That was fast. Looking forward to testing the results.
Uh-huh. Everyone wants food cooked by the main character.
An average outcome experimentally, but you've really brought out the flavor. You seem well versed in the science of gastronomy.
More than you think.
As far as the proliferation hypothesis is concerned, we've come up short. Seems like food presents the same headaches in your world as it does ours. Unless... could it be that the natural laws of this world are limiting your unique abilities?
That could be. I don't know.
We just didn't know how to channel elemental power into the food. It's a little more complicated than adding herbs and spices, you know.
Not to worry. At least we put some food to good use. No need to feel disheartened. And here's your portion. Enjoy. I can box it up if you like.
Woohoo! Thanks! Glad you were paying attention.
You're Paimon's new favorite. Not often that Paimon gets this much attention. I'm gonna say you're her new favorite because I pay Paimon quite a lot of attention. You know, I'm her cook basically, after all, and she never leaves my side.
I can tell that you're good friends. Paimon was keeping an eye on you and your safety during the whole experiment. Not that Paimon would have been able to do much if things had gone wrong. But anyway.
Hey! You were being nice a second ago! But you do have tasty recipes, so Paimon forgives you. And you're right, we are good friends. You have good friends too, right? Good students?
Yes. I'm fortunate too, I suppose. Anyway, moving on to the next experiment. There are all manner of alchemical items here. Keeping them in their proper place is a challenge at the best of times. A while ago, I had the misfortune of misplacing a batch. I managed to retrieve the majority, but 2 vials have been evading me. Animal crystal fly elemental extract and electrohypostasis powder.
Paimon's barely finished eating and you want us to go gathering again?
Don't worry if you can't locate them. I was planning to replace them anyway. Though finding them would save me the hassle. If you had, say, a superpower, like night vision or vibratory sensing, a lost property would be a thing of the past.
What about the superpower of never needing sleep? I mean, I suppose I do need sleep, because that's what the premise of one of the story arcs was, but, you know, it seems like I never actually need to sleep.
I must have dropped them somewhere in the area where you were looking just now.
So, guess we'd better take a look.
Should be elemental traces on the lost items.
Oh yeah! You could use elemental sight!
Hooray for me. Alright. So they're supposed to be in here. Lost items. I mean, is this your lost item? No, I can't interact with those. Ah, I see.
The extract of an animo crystal fly can only be animo elemental energy, right? This has gotta be it! Still in one piece! Good thing the vial's so strong!
Alright, the other one's right here.
This must be electrohypostasis powder!
That's all you have to say about that one? Okay. Here you go, Albedo.
Goodness, you managed to find them. Incredible. 1,000 thanks. I'm wondering, this elemental sight, this is what allowed you to locate the items and find me here on the mountains, correct?
I thought all vision wielders had elemental sight.
Yep! Guess it does sort of count as a superpower, huh?
Unfortunately, Though elemental sight is seldom seen, it is not unheard of in Teyvat.
Of course not, otherwise we would never have been able to mention it.
Only a never-before-seen otherworldly power would be of benefit to my research.
You mean we failed again?
Don't be disheartened. This falls entirely within my expectations. Besides, getting these items back, I'd call this a very worthwhile experiment.
Well, what about, again, the ability to use several elements? I know that as far as the quest goes, I can't really change it all that easily unless I have something other than Animo currently. But that might be an interesting thing for him to study.
I have to commend your deduction that the items would contain elemental traces. Right then. Up until now, our research has focused on your otherworldly identity. Our research on your identity as one of us is just beginning.
With you to the end.
In essence, the differences between humans are reflected in our intellectual and physical capabilities. Let's start with physical. Looking out from where we're standing, can you see what Sucrose is doing?
Not in this weather. Nope.
And if you jump from here and landed on that cliff, the one over there, could you see her then?
Nope.
So what about if you planted a single blow on the mountain face here, and it burst into 1,000,000 fragments? Then could you see her?
Nope. Sounds like we're still on the superpower test.
Then I shouldn't get too excited. Still, we'll gain a more thorough understanding with an experiment.
Sure.
I know of a location that will be perfect for a physical test. Please, follow me.
Hopefully it's outside of this mountain. No? Up there, huh? Alright, well, looks like I need to eat some more food because it's taken so long. Not that I, use it for really anything anyway. As I mentioned, I haven't really been back to the mountain in quite a while. So it looks like you want to go up there. Is there... Yeah. There's one of these over here. Gonna just use this real quick. Alright. And now, I should be able to get there fairly easily, I think. Ow. Did I actually stand in the fire? Okay, I thought there's a third one of these somewhere. Oh well. I guess that's not really my objective anyway. I was just thinking it might help get up the slope a little bit faster. Ah, there's a place to warm up.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire!
There we go. Still up there. Almost there. Oh, hello. Now, I know I've been up here before. Do Crimson Agates respawn? I mean, I don't need them anymore, but it seems like a few of them might. Alright, we're here.
You want us to jump from up here?
Not necessarily. Not if you know of a better method, that is.
We better have a better method.
Whichever method you choose, the experiment will end when you reach the opposite shore of the lake. I will factor the time expended and your top speed into my comparative analysis.
The opposite side of the lake. So, we're gonna be swimming?
Without limitations, we complete tasks intuitively, using the method that seems most rational to us. Some of us would be unable to stand the icy waters. Others might find the whole thing rather refreshing. No matter what choice you make, it's all a part of the experiment. For me, every detail is invaluable to the research.
My kind of experiment. Or this is actually less stressful than the superpower part. Yeah.
Then if you would, please, I eagerly await the results.
Wait a minute. While we're busy testing, what exactly are you gonna be doing?
Me? Recording data, responding to risks, providing, emotional support.
So if we do decide to go swimming, you gonna dive in with us?
No. Unless you're thinking of conducting competitive research?
Oh! Forget Paimon said anything.
That part was easy. Alright. And he's over here. Awesome.
Great work. I've never seen a performance quite like it. Your reputation precedes you, Traveler. The data shows that you're easily outperforming the average citizen in Mondstadt.
But you followed us the whole way without breaking a sweat!
Me? Actually, I used alchemy to cheat a little. But anyway, if it turns out that the natural laws of Tavad do not affect you, I should be able to make various inferences about the otherworldly civilization you belong to. If the natural laws of Tavad do affect you, then I shall be able to make inferences into the kind of evolution that would occur under the absence of such effects. The innumerable possibilities that this could present, the captivating insights, it would be something to savor again and again.
But how does this help your research?
You've helped me to unravel many of the problems that were holding it back. When we return to the campsite, I should be able to show you something interesting.
What else have you researched this thoroughly?
I may be about to make some analogies between you and a few unusual specimens. I hope you won't be offended. Gold, petrified trees, a sun 8 times the size of our own. The essence of the investigative process is enthralling, but such feelings are inevitably fleeting in nature. I'm willing to pour all my energy into research, and yet specimens are finite. As the unknown transitions into the realm of scientific understanding, the feeling of enlightenment is lost. All these things that start out as objects of fascination end up possessing the prosaic mundanity of a sunsetia or a sweet flower. They cease to be noteworthy.
Oh, so that's why you wanted to paint those hilly turtles? Because you got to see something new and interesting in the differences between them?
Precisely. To quote my exact words from earlier, these creatures are, for the most part, quite boring, not worth closer inspection. There is precious little about them that serves to pique my curiosity now.
So after all these experiments, are we gonna be, like, boring to you? Like some basic draft of a sketch?
Of course not. You have been of great assistance to me, and I will remember this friendship for a lifetime.
Also, there's only one of us, so, you know, it's not like you can be comparing me to another of me. Unless, of course, you know my brother.
Now, before we head back to the campsite, there's one more experiment. Intelligence. Follow me. There are some other ruins nearby.
It's puzzle time, sounds like. Head to location for the intelligence test. Something I can teleport to? Oh, it's something I have to actually... Okay, we're going to those pools. This is the closest, but not necessarily the best. Alright. Especially since those monsters moved in. Makes that teleport spot uh, not dangerous, but a little more annoying than it used to be. But we'll just float around the mountain here, or glide, or whatever it is that we're doing. And it looks like we're going to be draining the water out of this place. Is that what we're doing? What do we got here?
I imagine you must have encountered more than a few conundrums during your travels.
Indeed.
I'd like to observe your intelligence by means of a practical test of your capabilities, much as we did for the physical test.
No problem.
I'd like you to explore these ruins and return with your findings. There are 2 puzzles located at the far ends of the ruins. After completion, you should be able to activate the mechanism in the center.
Okay.
As with the physical test, there are no restrictions. Everything you do is an action I wish to observe.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Remember that this is a test of intellect. So should you get lucky in any way, that won't be factored in as part of the test. So, let's see you in action. Start wherever you like.
Puzzle time. Alright, so...
Sealy like these are a common sight in the mountains. Returning them to their rightful places is up to you.
there they are.
It's a complex environment, so proceed with caution.
Okay. It looks like we're gonna need both of them. So where do you stop? Oh, you actually go back up there. Okay. Well then. Let's try that. Is that good enough? No? Alright. Let's separate them a little bit more. How about like that? There we go. Alright, so those are taken care of. But now, there are apparently... I thought those would be the ones that had come over here. But no, apparently there are 2 others. Okay. Let's go back and get warmed up. Alright, so if I climb this, it's probably going to be enough to get me over there. Ah. Climbing it, of course, is one of the difficult parts. There we go. Excuse me. So this should be enough to get me here. And definitely stop there. Okay. Oh, hello. Oops. Now you're going up here. And you're there. Okay. Now, if I go over here, you, of course, go up there. Because it can't be too simple, of course. Oh, that was close enough, apparently. And there's them.
It should now be possible to activate the central mechanism. Exactly what will happen when you do is something I'm looking forward to finding out. Oh, seems that the water level has suddenly decreased. We should be able to see what's in the water now. Let's have a look.
Sure. Just looking over here first. And we see some ruins that I've
What's this?
seen these quite a long time ago and was wondering what it was I would have to do to get to them. So, feel like I've seen these before.
To the best of my knowledge, these belong to a script of some kind. They can be found all over Teyvat, but they've never given up their secrets. There's still a lot to learn about them. And as for why they should ever have come to rest here, a true mystery. Let me make a copy first. I'll make time to go over them in greater detail after our research.
Another thing for the don't understand list. Unsolvable mystery this, weird experiment that. It'd be nice to get some cool results for once.
Well, that's not what always happens.
Seems like if you want the reward, you gotta pay the price.
I've truly gained a lot from all this. Comparatively, the little reward I can offer is too small to mention. Let me return to the campsite first. By the time you get back, I may just have a fleeting miracle for you to witness.
See you soon.
Paimon's kinda looking forward to seeing the result of all this brain ache. Unless you can think of anything better to do, let's head back to the campsite.
Not so fast.
Oh.
You're not leaving until I'm convinced that nothing dangerous is going on here.
Okay. Give me just a second, folks. I just realized something that I need to take a second to take care of. Just a moment. Alright, sorry about that. I tried to turn the fans off in the background whenever I start recording, but I have forgotten to do that this time. So I apologize if that has caused any undue background noise for the first half of this recording. So anyway, back to this. Rosaria's been following us around.
You! You didn't leave the mountain?
I most certainly did not. And I've witnessed everything that you and Albedo have been up to.
Okay, and what do you think we've been up to?
I must say, you let your guards down. Or maybe you were drawn in by his compelling-sounding hypothesis and friendly demeanor.
What do you mean?
Taking orders from a complete stranger, drinking anonymous potions, participating in all kinds of strange experiments? I'd sooner believe you were tricked than that you would be so naive. Or perhaps you were colluding from the beginning.
Alright, so what? Those are your three conclusions. So, why would you be upset if I was tricked? Why would you be upset if I was naive? And, of course, why would you be upset if I was colluding with him? Has he done something wrong?
Sister Rosaria's guard's so high, she can't even see over the top of it.
I was just helping him with his research.
It doesn't matter what you think. He could be a saint for all you know. But I understand him a little better than you, Outlander. I'm only concerned with one thing. Whether his alchemy has transformed you into something more sinister.
No way! Paimon would have sensed it! And anyway, he didn't even use any alchemy!
He did for his potion.
With an alchemist of his level, you wouldn't sense a thing. In any case, I'm not about to let a potential threat back into Mondstadt.
Okay.
So, what are you gonna do?
You came here to be sure, so you must have your ways of assuring yourself. Besides, isn't he allowed in Mondstadt? So if you allow him, why would you not allow me?
I've got to hand it to you. You have your moments. If I can be sure that nothing you came into contact with is dangerous, that's good enough for me. I've investigated everything else. The only items left on the agenda are these symbols.
But we don't even know what they mean.
That much is true. Not to mention, seems like there's nothing more to them. But for insurance purposes, I'd better make a copy. This is now a location of interest. Regular patrols should be set up here.
Great. I'd love for more people to be here. Maybe a teleport spot. That'd be great too.
Now then, all things considered, I deem that you pose no immediate threat.
Okay.
Which is what I was hoping. I would have been one very unhappy sister if you'd made me work overtime on your account.
Overtime?
Before we go our separate ways, Outlander, a word of advice. Don't be so quick to trust Albedo, and don't repeat the same mistakes that you did this time. You made a lot of rash decisions today.
I make a lot of rash decisions every day.
She's gone! So stubborn. Mondstadt doesn't have many people like that.
Maybe she just lacks security? Maybe she's just sensitive? Maybe she's hiding around the corner and hasn't actually left?
Huh. Never mind her. Let's go see Albedo.
Sure. I guess this is the closest spot. So back here we go. Let's just top off our healing just because. And we'll move over here. Okay. Just popped in my mind. Let me check something here. What would it be? Under... I suppose it'd be under Wish. So I have 83 before I could make another 10. I can get 60 for my daily stuff. I wonder if I can get 23 before the end of...
I only wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often.
Before the end of the session.
How greedy of me.
If I am able to get those 83, then I'll make another roll of 10 on a banner.
You're back. Good timing. I've just about reached the conclusion. You took quite a while. Did you get held up on the way back?
Quite literally, by a sister no less.
I wouldn't worry. She's just doing her job. Time for the results. We got a myriad of data today, and it was very difficult to finish all the research in one go. But the integral preliminary conclusion that I can offer you is... you're very much like a human from this world.
As to be expected, but sure, that's it.
You couldn't tell that just by looking?
No, he wouldn't tell that just by looking. Not if given the chance to find out for sure.
We spent all day working our butts off for that?
Please, I understand that this may have seemed self-evident to you, but in fact, nothing in this world should be taken for granted. Have you ever considered that the world of Tevat may have a natural hostility to Outlanders?
Perhaps.
I mentioned the natural laws of this world. You're able to converse with me here without consequence, and nothing seems amiss. But it's arguably a small miracle. The only other life form that, like you, has come here from afar is the seed that I mentioned. Under the effects of Tavat's natural laws, it isn't even able to sprout, let alone bloom.
I also like that the potion I drank is still sitting on the table. Uh, I know it's the potion I drank just because it's got the same color to it that left over in the bottom of the bottle.
But after I observed you, I had another idea. Imitating you helped to inspire my alchemy. And so,
And so,
Whoa! It looks like something's appearing!
the transition from nothing into something, from shoot to stem, and now to fruition,
but now it's gone.
is not nurturing otherworldly life also nurturing the world itself?
Aww.
And it was beautiful. Let's go that.
It would seem that that's as far as we go. A transient bloom of incomparable beauty. Life's proudest achievement.
But that's exactly the same result as when you were showing off turning a twig that somehow flew through the breeze into a branch with leaves on it. And then it also disappeared, just like that.
Paimon thought with all our efforts, it might have bloomed forever, and it didn't even have any fruit.
Life is a manifold tapestry of free entities. Its value shouldn't derive from how long it stays with us. Even a momentary burst is precious. A short life can be well lived. A life lived efficiently, lived to perfection, is necessarily one unburdened by loneliness.
Also, it wouldn't necessarily bear fruit. Fruit is what happens when the plant gets more than enough nutrition for itself. So, if all Albedo was trying to do was to grow the seed, then that's exactly what would have happened. It would have bloomed into a flower. If he had given more of what was needed, then perhaps it might have given some fruit, but then the flower would have withered away.
So, do you understand what I meant about us conversing here arguably being a small miracle?
Well, I haven't withered just yet. But I'm going to say I wonder how my brother is, because almost every time that I have a chance to mention family, it would be a good reference.
Things feel a little heavy right now. Don't be sad. You've got Paimon to look after you.
But I guess I didn't actually say that out loud, so...
Albedo, Paimon really wants to be your friend.
Thank you both. Even if dispelling loneliness is not essential for life, it certainly doesn't hurt. Your help inspired me to discover the means to make a flower bloom.
So I'm a helpful specimen?
I mean that the time I've spent traveling with you in the mountains was a valuable journey for me. In the future, if the need arises, can I solicit your help again?
Sure, even if you want... excuse me. Even if you just want some company, find me anytime.
Well, glad I can count on you. I made a point throughout of telling her how ordinary the results were. But what was that sediment I saw forming at the bottom of the vial? It should not have been there. What could it mean?
I don't know. What would this have been? Would this have been something that should have been part of the potion? I don't know.
Those born of Earth are bound by its imperfections, but those born of chalk are free of impurities. You and I are alike, both composed of a substance that has yet to be fully defined. If, one day, I lose control, destroy Mondstadt, destroy everything, can I rely on you to stop me?
Yep. Most certainly. All right. Oh, we got 60 Primo Gems for that. I guess if I finish one more, then I'll have enough gems for another roll. That would work out very well. All right, let's get out of that cold weather. So, now, what am I doing? What am I doing? Missions. That's where I'm going. All right. So it looks like Zhao is next. Or, maybe I should stick with the theme of people I haven't met yet and go with Hu Tao. You know what? Yeah. Let's do this. I have no idea who this is, but let's unlock this one and see what's going on. Also, something I realized is we did not get the chance to try out Albedo in that story. Normally, these things have, you know, a little snippet of trying out the characters. That one did not.
A blade embraces its duty,
All right.
as a jeweler cherishes.
So this one is over here. I suppose this is in the next area. Technically. I think crossing, what is it? Like this area somewhere. Maybe this is considered Liyue as well. So maybe once past that, the Dawn Winery, I guess, is like this lake is probably like a unspecified boundary between the two. I don't exactly remember where the darkness the of the map, you know, like this over here. I don't exactly remember where that started, so I assume it's somewhere around there. But I guess, yeah, I was thinking we're going into Liyue for this, but it didn't seem like it at first, because it seemed too close. But we're supposed to be up, are we? Then maybe I should go to this teleport. Might be a little easier to get to. Yep, into the water I go. Yeah, I can actually see it from here. Save the time of climbing. Alright, what do we have here?
Why did we come here? Paimon's got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, that's a good question. Why did we come here?
Not that Paimon's scared or anything. Just, concerned for your safety.
Okay.
It's just that this is how lots of scary stories go. You're in an empty place, in the middle of nowhere, there's barely any light, and then just when you least expect it, a stranger comes out of...
Like so.
Quick, do something!
Didn't you say you weren't scared?
Paimon's intuition says that anyone we run into here is going to be far from normal. If he gets us, he's gonna eat Paimon for sure.
Who are you?
I'm a traveler. I came from beyond the heavens. No, I don't want to spread that around so much. I mean, rumors apparently have already started since telling Albedo, and then he told his apprentice. His apprentice is the guy that sits in the middle of Mondstadt talking to everyone. So I'm sure, this sort of information is speculation and rumor abounding everywhere at this point. But let's say I'm a traveler.
Traveler? Are you from one of the other nations? No, I've never seen your kind of attire before. Could it be that you traveled from the other side? I'm just here for a funeral. I don't mean to offend. No matter who you are, there's no need for any ill will between us.
Whew. Seems he's just your average scaredy cat. He looks more afraid than Paimon.
But you're kind of terrifying.
Huh? I'm not! Paimon's super friendly looking.
I mean, how many other things do you encounter that are just floating around? Sure, flying is one thing, but floating is an entirely different thing.
Don't be afraid. We come in peace.
Gods protect me!
No! Stop freaking out and stand still. Relax.
Relax. Yes, whatever you say. Please stay your hand. Don't come any closer. I mean you no harm. Don't touch me.
What happened to the whole relax part?
Hey! Paimon already said nothing's gonna happen.
All right.
Was it something Paimon said? Let's go after him. He might do something stupid.
As he should. Because, chasing somebody down after they've run away is, gonna make it so that they're not afraid of you, right? Right.
Director! There's a ghost after me!
Oh? Don't get too excited. These are clients, not ghosts.
Exactly! We said we're not ghosts. Why won't you calm down and let us explain? Although, clients doesn't seem quite right either.
Yeah, forgive me. This is one of our new undertakers, Mung. It's his first time working a funeral, so of course he's afraid of his own shadow.
Funeral. Oh! The Wangsheng Funeral Parlor! Zhongli is a consultant there. They deal with this stuff a lot, right?
Oh, you know Zhongli? Well, that saves me a lot of explaining. I'm Hu Tao, the current director of the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor, responsible for, trifling matters having to do with immortality.
Interesting eyes.
A satisfying trade to be in, though, and Wangsheng Funeral Parlor is well known around town. Whatever the request, I'd be glad to hear it.
I don't think we'll fall into the client category.
Yeah, if we were looking for Wangsheng Funeral Parlor's help, this is hardly the place we would come to.
Ah, but you see, I wasn't referring to clients in the business sense. Everyone who enters this mortal realm will be a client of mine. Sooner or later.
Well, that's dark.
But it's true.
Wangsheng Funeral Parlor welcomes advanced reservations. When you choose us, you'll never have to worry about what might be around the corner.
But also, the main character has a little bit of a special circumstance, as in they might not be around this planet long enough to require, or to be a client. Because if, and not saying that this is something that's going to happen, but if they're reunited with their brother/sister, depending on who you're playing as, and get the ability to leave this place, it might just be a consideration of, let's get out of here and go exploring again. And so, therefore, we wouldn't need your services.
But be sure to book the right date. Pro tip, it is a living nightmare trying to get flowers at short notice.
Not if you know the right people.
Speaking of dates, if you're struggling to decide, please do come and talk it over. I'd hate to see you still alive and kicking when your big day comes.
Whoa! Slow down! That's... you... There's a lot to unpack here.
That all sounded very bizarre.
You'll have to excuse her. The director is a rather unique individual. Allow me to explain. We'd heard that there'd been some supernatural activity at Wuwang Hill. To restore calm here, we performed a funeral ceremony. It went very smoothly. According to the director, we shouldn't be expecting any more issues in the near future.
Wangsheng Funeral Parlor, Wuwang Hill, funeral. What more is there to say? These three belong in the same sentence. You two, on the other hand, have no business coming to Wuwang Hill. You being here is not normal.
Maybe your understanding of normal isn't quite normal.
I'm here on an adventure.
Adventure? You must hail from the Adventurers Guild.
Among other places, yes.
Then you are one of our distinguished clients. Wood, to be precise.
Wood? What do you mean?
That's just how we gauge our clients' importance. We have 4 levels: wicker, bamboo, wood, and marble. The higher the grade, the better we'd like to get to know you.
But I've just only heard of this.
Well, that's because I only just thought of it.
Uh-huh.
Don't look so shocked. Well, take a look. Our adventurers spend the whole day scaling mountains, clearing domains, and smiting enemies. Danger and peril are their bread and butter. Clients like these deserve better treatment. Taking an interest in their daily lives will ultimately benefit not only them, but also me.
How subtle of you.
Oh, touched a nerve, did I? I'd have thought any adventurers who dare come here would be used to conversations like this. Anyway, I have a favor to ask. Recently, Wangsheng Funeral Parlor has been trying to strike a business deal with the Adventurers Guild. With you acting as an intermediary, it would be so much easier.
What's in it for me?
Let me think what I could offer you as a reward. Or perhaps there's a favor I could do in return?
We're looking for someone. We've asked a lot of people, but nobody seems to have a clue where they are.
This seems like something right up my alley. I can even inquire with the ones who no longer speak for you. You see? Helping me will be worth your while. Come on then, my able assistants. Let's get down to Liyue Harbor and do some business.
When did we become your assistants?
As soon as she decided.
Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. The ones who no longer speak. Oh, did she mean talking to the dead?
Eh,
She's a weird one.
I mean, we've talked to the dead before, over here, in the village. There is a ghost that was, several ghosts actually, like a father and his entire family we talked to at one point. There was and that is where I want to go, but there's the ghost at Wangshu Inn. What else was there? I think there was at least one other ghost that we've encountered. So, that's not a new thing for us. I mean, granted, she probably is much better at talking to them than we are. And up to the Adventurers Guild.
Ugh, you again. Look, I told you, we're not interested in the kind of cooperation you describe.
Come on, there's no reason to get upset. Look, One of your members is an avid supporter of my proposition.
Thought I was supposed to be an intermediary. Shouldn't that have been me being here first and, not getting their hackles raised for you trying to ask the same thing again? But anyway, let's see. Just hear her out.
Oh, since our last negotiation, I've come up with a new proposal, which I think you'll find has far more benefits for you. First things first, Wangsheng Funeral Parlor will prioritize the Adventurers Guild requests above all others. You'll also receive 100 of our signature wooden coffins for free, together with your first order. That's not all. We also provide an on-site cadaver collection service covering almost all regions in Liyue. Now, we do charge a slight premium for a very small number of especially dangerous areas, but don't you worry about that. I promise you, it's still very affordable.
I don't think you're hearing me.
Okay, all right. I get it. You want to bargain a little more, but our offer as it stands is already quite a good deal, don't you think? Just think about it. An adventurer's life is full of unexpected threats. It's only natural to take precautions. Mend the roof before it rains, as they say.
Yeah, no. I'm not so sure that saying applies in this context. Speaking of precautions, I'd rather focus on keeping my adventurers safe in the first place. It's time for you to go. I have to attend to other matters.
Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, what would you say to a group discount? 30% off for parties of 10?
Director, please, you did your best. We don't need another clash with the Millilith.
If Paimon understood all that correctly, it seems like she's trying to sell them the funeral parlor services.
This will get us nowhere. I mean, it's true. Because, yes, it is one thing to make people aware of such a thing, but, trying to push it on other people just pushes them away, I guess.
Yeah, nothing left to do here. Let's go back to Wangsheng Funeral Parlor.
Have I been there?
Rejecting a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's their loss. Some things are inevitable. It's only a matter of time.
Where is this? Okay, it's over there. I don't know if I've actually been to this place. I mean, that probably was while exploring. But I might not have noticed it as a funeral parlor. Oh no, we've been here before. I don't remember in what context, but I certainly remember this place.
Seems like the old ways are the most reliable after all. Mung, are you done preparing our promotional materials?
My apologies. I'm only about halfway through. Do you really think they will be effective?
Trust me, they're going to work wonders. This marketing strategy has been used by Wangsheng Funeral Parlor for generations. Clients in need come to our door and write down their commissions on blank wooden tiles. Then they squeeze those inside the parlor through the crack under the door. I fulfill the requests written on each tile to make sure our clients are satisfied with the service, no matter if it's an obituary, cremation, or funeral that they seek. Although, it is a bit of a hassle with the constant back and forth. If only we could burn them by the batch.
No, Director, I'm not asking about the wooden tiles themselves, but about the special offer they advertise.
Special offer? Didn't you say the wooden tiles should be blank?
Wangsheng Funeral Parlor should keep up with the times. Just think about it. If we don't attract new clients, we'll be left with nothing, won't we?
Not if you're the only funeral parlor in the area. As you said, eventually they'll have to come to you.
Business development is a crucial element of every prosperous enterprise. I've been trying various marketing strategies ever since I became the director. I put up posters just like all the other shops, but the Millilith promptly removed them.
You know, you probably have a booming business down in Inazuma. There are plenty of ghosts that need to be put to rest down there.
Then I organized the Wangsheng Visitors Day, but no one showed up.
Well, that doesn't come as a huge surprise.
And finally, I discovered that the traditional ways are the most reliable after all. I took inspiration from the wisdom of previous directors. So now, I go from door to door looking for people and organizations willing to cooperate. Just like during our visit to the Adventurers Guild, that's what I mean by business development. The other method I'm trying is using the wooden tiles as coupons, just by writing things like, buy one get one free for the holder of this tile on them.
What do they buy and what do they get?
A solid and durable second home, of course. Well, they may not need it right away, but they can be sure that when they do, it will still be as good as new. It won't start deteriorating before you finish doing so yourself. That's the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor quality guarantee.
I don't know what to say about that.
All right, Mung. Keep adding those special offers to the wooden tiles. The future of our business depends on it.
I'm still not sure this will work.
Oh, I get it. You think that our special offer is not comprehensive enough, right? It is true. I was offering all kinds of great benefits to the Adventurers Guild because they are a new client. But in doing so, I neglected my old clients. You're right. It's unfair. Let me do some market research. Wait here, my faithful assistants. I'll be back with you in a moment. It shouldn't take too long.
Paimon already told you we're not your assistants! Guess we got dragged into somebody else's business again. Let's look around while she's away.
All right. Investigate the parlor surroundings while waiting for Hu Tao. All right. Hello.
You must be the director's new hires.
Not us! We're just very curious about Wangsheng Funeral Parlor and Hu Tao.
Well, I wouldn't get too curious if I were you. Too much knowledge isn't good for ordinary folk. The director is tactful when it comes to what should and shouldn't be known.
Her? Tactful?
Oh, what would happen if we got on her bad side? We get a different response. So behind the store is the funeral parlor. Looks far more ordinary than the director made it out to be. Ah, the lights turned on all of a sudden. Must be nighttime. And then the board. Board used for hanging the funeral parlor's wooden tiles. According to Hu Tao, all the tiles should be blank. Well, they don't look like that they're blank. In which case, the characters on the back of the tiles must be the special offer.
We should get going. Let's go find Hu Tao.
I mean, she never left. She's just right here.
That's settled then. Write it like this. Wangsheng Funeral Parlor Bumper Sale. Buy one, get one free. Buy two, get three free. More for your Mora. I love it. Better than all that lifeless brochure stuff. We want people to feel warm and fuzzy.
But Director, isn't Lifeless the name of the game in this industry?
That's old hat. We're opening up new ground.
Why does Wangsheng Funeral Parlor need to open up? Yes, Director.
Poor guy's given up.
Right, we should get going. I am not letting new business escape us.
We? As in us.
Who else? Do you see anyone else around here? Oh, well, you probably wouldn't see them if there was.
But you do?
Stop adding little afterthoughts like that. It creeps people out.
Just a joke. Sorry. Everything you see is everything that's present. For the moment, at least.
Comforting.
Lighten up. The way I see it, people make death scarier than it really is. What people truly fear about departing this world is suffering and regret. To deal with the trauma, they let their imaginations run wild with notions of ghosts and evil spirits. Oh, baseless fantasies. What we've ended up with is a topic that people are morbidly afraid of talking about. If I don't broach the subject, then Wangsheng Funeral Parlor won't be long for this world.
But I've seen a ghost.
Oh, more approachable and appeasable than you'd imagined?
Paimon wouldn't say that. Let's just say at least it didn't hurt us.
You must have come across a particularly ferocious entity. How should I put this? Most spirits are incapable of harming ordinary folks. The job of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor is to guard the border between life and death. One component of this is correcting notions of death and the afterlife that people may hold. Simply put, for those unable to see the border, they're best kept as far away from it as possible. So for ordinary folks, the best case scenario is ignorance of all matters concerning spirits in the afterlife, or even better, a belief that none of it exists.
Then you really don't have any excuse for spooking the heck out of people.
You make it sound so abominable. I'm just trying to get them to see the humor in it all.
I've yet to see the funny side.
I never thought you'd be such a bore. Never mind. If you stick by me, everything will become clear. All right, let's get going. Follow me.
Director, wait. What about Big G? Don't forget.
Big G? Who's that? We've been in Liyue for ages and never heard that name.
Oh, nothing. Just something Mung's been pleading with me to take care of. Should be a piece of cake.
Where are we going?
It's a good
To
question.
visit an important potential client. I'll lead the way.
All right, where are we going? As stated before, we are teleporting. It's not far, but it's faster. And here we are.
Sorry, who are you?
Good question.
Hello, I'm Hu Tao, director of the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor.
Okay, so why would someone from Wangsheng Funeral Parlor be looking for me?
I don't know.
Nothing major. How are you feeling these days? Any aches or pains? You shouldn't ignore them, by the way. Very often they're an omen of something terminal. When we're healthy, it's easy to forget the crushing fragility of life. So, aches and pains, best to keep an eye on them.
What are you getting at? I'm in great health and enjoying life very much, thank you. Go and find some other poor soul. Goodbye.
Why do they get angry? What's wrong with a few earnest health tips?
Paimon thinks it's because they're coming from the director of a funeral parlor.
I missed the whole weird visiting potential clients. Got it. Oh, hello.
And you are? Be quick. I'm busy.
Hello there. Would you be interested in understanding a bit about our services at the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor?
Wangsheng Funeral Parlor? I'm not in need of your services. So you're out here looking for new customers? Don't you think this might be a bit of a crass way of going about it?
Hardly. Isn't this the fashion these days? Bring the service to the customer and all that.
I'm not sure it's every service that falls into that. Anyway, please bother someone else if you don't mind.
Another failure. Still, not the end of the world.
Paimon's curious. Does this approach ever work out for you?
Are you gonna respond? No response to that, huh? Okay, well, I mean, the other thing too is you have to realize that, you know, for every 100 people that you talk to, might find one or two. That's just how sales go.
I know your face. The Wangsheng funeral parlor director, right? I'm sorry, I'm really in no need of it.
Don't apologize. Get to know us. We've got a new sale going on. Ever hear the saying, out with the old, in with the new? Well, going out with a bang is the best way to start off in style on the other side.
If you keep talking like this, I'll have to call the Millilith.
No. Okay, relax. We're leaving. But Wangsheng Funeral Parlor awaits your distinguished patronage. You really don't give up, do you?
There's no persuading them.
Are you trying to make me feel better? Well, thank you. Seems you understand me far better than most people. Not really. This is just getting really uncomfortable.
Enough business development. Please help me find someone.
Business development? Is that what you see this as? Surely you don't think all that was business development. Then what was it exactly? Traumatization for its own sake? No. The business development ended after the discussion with the Adventurers Guild. I was helping to find somebody for Mung. You remember Big G?
Rings a bell?
As it turns out, the Big G that Mung is looking for is a ghost adrift in the mortal realm. The three we saw just now were all people I suspected of being followed by Big G. But having seen them, I didn't sense the presence of anything otherworldly. So we just had a quick chat, and I left it at that.
If that was stopping for a quick chat.
Why didn't you say so? Paimon thought you had some kind of sixth sense for, people in declining health. Huh? What would I need that kind of ability for? I'm no doctor. Were you seriously hoping that the director of the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was going to start healing people, or...? Paimon was trying to subtly imply that... never mind. Paimon wouldn't know how to explain subtlety in a way you'd understand. Well, let's leave that for now and head back to Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. This Big G matter is very closely linked to Mung.
Which would, explain why he is so scared. Alright, we don't really have a closer place to teleport for this, because it's like right in the middle of the city. And the teleporters are on either side. So, we're just gonna have to run there. Or, glide as a little ice elemental thing. But we've returned. Hello.
Mung, I'm back. I'm afraid we're still no closer to finding Big G.
I see. Well, I'm just sorry for the trouble. We've already searched in all the likely places.
Who is this Big G anyway?
I guess I should start at the beginning. My home was in the vicinity of Wuwang Hill. In my youth, I had a good many friends there. Big G was one of them. We were the best of friends. Inseparable, really. But one day, there was an accident. And that was the end of him. I've never forgotten. Too many memories, I suppose. I often return to Wuwang Hill. But recently, after one such visit, I started to feel strange. Now, every night, Big G appears in my dreams. I can't help but wonder, did I disturb him somehow?
Sounds like a tall story.
Perhaps. I don't have proof, but I can't stop worrying. I get more anxious every day. How would I ever come to terms with my childhood friend becoming an evil spirit?
That's why he joined Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. In place of a salary, I'm helping him deal with this matter.
And in fact, what Mung has said is entirely plausible. Spirits on occasion do find a way into our world. But as for evil spirits, I think you're scaring yourself. Even I have only encountered malevolent forces a handful of times.
But are you sure there's no danger? I couldn't bear for him to go around harming people.
You see what I mean? Look at the state of him. If we can't find Big G, it'll eat away at Mung forever. Those people we found today were also Mung's childhood friends. I thought there was a good chance Big G might have hidden among them. But here we are, empty-handed.
Have you tried looking up on the hill? I mean, I assume that's what you were doing to begin with, but I don't know. Were they there?
Wong Hill, childhood friends? Seems like we're out of leads.
And I suppose if he's mentioning the hill, then yeah, they've already checked that.
Sorry, excuse me. Is this Wangsheng Funeral Parlor? My name's Luo Chung. I've had this awful feeling recently, like something's staring at me. Some of my friends and I went to Wuwang Hill the other day on a dare. After I returned home, I fell ill. I've been having recurring nightmares, but the doctors can't find anything wrong with me. I think that it's a curse, right? I've been cursed by a demon.
Say no more. There's no doubt it's a demonic curse, all right, and a serious one at that.
You believe so too? Then it's just like they say in the tales of old. The vengeful spirits of the gods who fell in the Archon War return to cast their evil curses upon mortals. And if the curse isn't lifted, it will burn through the body, laying waste to flesh and bone. Oh, what a wretched end!
Wow. Melodramatic much?
The symptoms I'm having are just like those described in the tales.
Wuwang Hill? No, I don't think it was a curse. It was probably just Big G.
Hold your horses, both of you. There's no need to creep each other out.
Isn't that exactly what you like to do, though?
Wangsheng Funeral Parlor specializes in demonic stuff like this, right? Help me, I beg you. I'm too young to die.
All right, don't panic. Leave it to me. You've come to the right person. However, in order to lift the curse, we need a suitable location, and we need to make some preparations. Come with me, my trusty assistants. I'm going to need your help.
I guess I'll come too.
Help him make the preparations first. The incense exorcism, the one I taught you. When you're ready, come and find me. Once we've finished with this, we'll get back to the Big G matter.
Okay, I guess.
Right. Let's go.
Alright, we're going somewhere. To the exorcism site. I guess this is the closest one. And we're facing the wrong way as usual. And it's not really close. 180 is still quite a fair ways away. What? Alright. Oh, good. This looks like it'll be fun. I know what that is.
So, what mysterious rituals are you gonna perform here?
No ritual at all. We just need to kill some time.
Eh?
Wait, you didn't take all that vengeful god's curse stuff seriously, did you? They were eradicated ages ago.
So why are we here?
You saw those two. One thinks he's been cursed, and the other one believes his friends turned into an evil spirit. It's hard to reason with them. Now you see why I believe that ordinary folks should be kept in the dark. I've seen too many people lose their senses on account of things like this. If you want to calm them down, you need to convince them with something tangible. And the best way to do that is to make a great show of destroying the boogeyman they believe in before their very eyes.
Sounds like that might work. If you were trying to cheer up a 3-year-old.
How old are you, Paimon?
Why would you ask that? to know why we can't tell everyone the truth.
Because you can't guarantee that telling an ignorant person the truth will improve the situation instead of exacerbating it. What I can do is pretend to pull back anyone who believes their time is nigh. But since the curse is imaginary, our fix will also be make-believe.
Unless the curse is real.
Makes sense. But why would anyone believe that it's a curse?
Do you know the history of the Yaksha?
Just some bits and pieces.
They once fought against the ancient gods. They fought brilliantly in a battle that engulfed the whole world in darkness. Although the gods were defeated in the end, their resentment persevered.
I mean, I say only bits and pieces, but I kind of saw a bit firsthand, so a little bit more than bits and pieces, maybe.
That resentment turned into a pestilence spreading amongst the ordinary folk. Hysteric people mistook it for the curse of the gods. The plague took the lives of many, which only furthered its spread, as the dead were a breeding ground for the disease. Then someone discovered how to prevent it from spreading, purify the air, and burn the bodies of the deceased. The pioneers of these practices were, you guessed it, the founders of the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor.
Paimon didn't see that coming. Really?
Yes. Anyway, it took many years, but eventually the plague was completely eradicated. We've dealt with similar phenomena multiple times throughout the ages. Each time we successfully restored the balance between life and death. To sum it up, we are gatekeepers, guarding the border for the sake of both the living and the dead.
That's you, what? Excuse me. That's what you meant by guarding the borders?
So when I say this curse is just a figment of the imagination, I say it with more certainty than most. But I also can't really go telling people that the ancient plagues were real, or it would incite panic.
Yeah, but I know what this object is in the foreground. This is a thing that I'm going to have to defend very shortly.
Anyway, let's wait a bit more and get ready for the show. This leyline monolith will make for a really great prop.
A while later.
Ah, you're finally here. We just finished our preparations.
What preparations did we do?
Now, look here. This device is used to drive away evil spirits. It'll absorb the curse inside you and cause it to take a physical form. But don't worry, the traveler here is a seasoned warrior and will assure our safety.
You failed to mention we'd need to fight.
Oh, right. I forgot to tell you. It'll be fine.
Will that really solve my problem?
Trust the director. She might look like a weirdo, but she's serious about everything she does.
How does she, what constitutes as looking weird? I don't know. About the only thing I could think of is she's dressed fancier than most people.
How can you call me a weirdo? I mean, wouldn't you say it's more charmingly naive or disarmingly different? All right, let's get down to business. My glamorous assistant, please activate the device.
Okay. I guess we're good to go. Protect the monolith and fend off the enemies. What kind of enemies?
Is it really possible to materialize the curse?
Alright, there's one of you over here, though. And back to taking these guys.
I'm counting on you!
Ow.
Whirling snow! Sakura swirl!
There we go.
My apologies.
How are you feeling? Did the curse leave your body?
Oh, that was a lot less than I was expecting.
Yes, I feel more invigorated than ever before. I'm cured. I can't express how grateful I am for your and the Traveler's help. If it hadn't been for you, the curse would have taken my life.
Great. In which case, I guess now I can tell you. Da-da-da-da-da-da. You've been pranked!
What?
This exorcism device? People like you wouldn't recognize it, but it's just an old ley line monolith deceptively effective at attracting monsters. And those were real monsters, not a manifestation of your curse. So riddle me this. If I didn't do anything to lift the curse, then what's the cause of your sudden recovery?
The curse wasn't real? Then why was I sick?
Well, you caught a cold, ate something bad, or just scared yourself sick. It's anyone's guess, but I'm leaning towards the last option. Wouldn't be the first time in my career.
How unexpected.
I also didn't expect that, but still, I'd like to thank you.
Don't mention it. I found a way to deal with your fears this time, but I can't do it over and over again, so I'd appreciate it if you try not to give in to superstitions in the future. Human life is short. Enjoy it while it lasts.
Wow, what a weird thing to say. I shall head back. I'm sorry for troubling you.
I feel relieved to see that it wasn't Big G's doing. However, unless he crosses the border, there will be no end to his antics. Since we are done with the matter at hand, can we resume our search for Big G?
I believe that won't be needed. He found us first.
Big G?
I didn't mean to bother you. Any of you.
This is Big G? He's just a child?
Well, yeah? Didn't you listen to the story?
Oh, well, he is a spirit. It's quite normal that he looks just like he did when he left this world. That's not what Paimon imagined when Paimon first heard the name Big G. Let's bring him back to Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. We have much to do.
Alright, back we go. Let's see here. This might be an easier one to do. I think I've done this before. Use the upper area to travel to places like this upper ground, which is a little bit further away from most of the places. Also, I realized that during the game I ran past the funeral parlor quite often to try to climb these mountains to get up to this area before I knew the actual way to get to it.
After all that's happened, Paimon's not even sure what's going on anymore.
I didn't expect to stumble upon Big G just like that either. I mean, not really. I kind of expected something else to happen during the defense, but sure.
Actually, I'm not surprised in the slightest. Remember what I said? There's only so many evil spirits in this world. It was a twist of fate that made him leave Wuwang Hill in the first place. Now, for some reason, he can't go back. This explanation sounds a bit far-fetched to Paimon.
And that's why you're not in the business that she is.
Actually, she pretty much summed it up.
See?
Huh? Don't ever question my professional instincts.
I just wanted to check up on my friends. That's why I came to Liyue Harbor. I promise I wasn't up to any mischief. I never wanted to scare anyone. A few days ago, some people came to Wuwang Hill on a dare. I heard them saying they'd come from Liyue Harbor, so I followed one of them back and ended up here.
Ah, it must have been poor Luocheng that you followed. Maybe he didn't notice you, but he could still feel your presence. Now we know what caused his nightmares.
I was discovered?
Well, I assume so, otherwise he wouldn't have been scared half to death.
Why didn't you come looking for Meng sooner?
Yeah, Hu and Meng were searching for you all over the place.
That's probably why, because they were all over the place.
Oh, that's because I couldn't find them. It's my first time
Yep.
in Liyue Harbor. and I got lost in the city.
Now that you mention it, Big G always had a poor sense of direction. When we were kids, he'd never go down the hill by himself. We always had to lead him.
So, all of this was just because you got lost? Why didn't you just fly? Like any other ghost or spirit? Don't you think it's much easier to find your way from up above?
I can't. It's too high for me. I'd get scared.
That's right, yes! He used to be so afraid of heights that he wouldn't even so much as look down the hill. You haven't changed a bit.
I knew I wasn't supposed to show myself to the living, and with so many people walking around Liyue Harbor, my only choice was to hide. I wouldn't have found you if it weren't for the Leyline Monolith's call.
I'm so relieved that you haven't become an evil spirit.
Like I said, don't ever doubt my professional instincts. Now, all we have to do is escort this lost child back to Wuang Hill, and we should be done and dusted.
But he just said he wanted to visit his friends. Apart from me, there's also Little Wu, Mumu, and Songza.
Interesting how to pronounce that. Song. I mean, it makes sense. Songza. Kind of. Songza.
Well, if that's the case, we can't let him down. We'll ask them all to help us prepare a farewell ceremony for Big G. Mung and I will escort Big G back to Wuang Hill. You meet with those three and ask them for keepsakes to symbolize each one of them during the ritual, then come and find us.
They're all friends. Can't we just go there all together? Or maybe we can take Big G to them.
That's not a good idea. I don't want to scare them.
I wouldn't want ordinary folks to become superstitious. The less they know, the better. So be careful what you say when you collect the keepsakes.
Are we really going with Hu Tao's plan? At least by keeping things low-key, we won't be giving anyone nightmares.
I mean, might as well go with what they said. Right? They're the ones that would know how to do things better than us. It's their specialty, I guess. And we're back again.
Hi! Do you remember us?
Oh, you. Sorry, I won't be needing the funeral parlor's services anytime soon.
Mung said that he's an old friend of yours.
Yes, we grew up together. We still keep in touch even now. I don't know why he started working for Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. To be honest, I find their director to be quite peculiar.
I mean, maybe because he needed a job, and they offered him one?
But he must have had his reasons. He's on his own now, after all. And he still can't get over what happened to Big G. Did he tell you about it?
He certainly
Yeah,
did.
he did. If you could pick one thing to give to Big G as a keepsake, what would you choose? Just, theoretically speaking. We're just being hypothetical here. Definitely not gonna actually go commemorate him or anything.
Typical Paimon.
I'd cook something for him. Oh, he could eat spicy food like no other. His favorite meal was extra spicy Jueyun chili chicken. I can make it for you if you bring me some Jueyun chilies.
I think I might have some.
I'm sure he'd appreciate the flavor of his childhood years. I still use that old recipe.
Deal! Just give us a minute.
Oh there.
All right.
Jueyun chilies are a common sight in Liyue. I can rustle that dish up in no time if you help me find some.
Yep, I've got some. You only need one. Works for me.
Great. This should be enough. I'll get started on the Jueyun chili chicken. I guess you've got other folks to track down? When everyone's ready, I'll get the dish over to you.
Great! See you later! How did he know about the others?
Sounds like, there's a plan being made. Luckily, the other two are very close by.
Not you again. I told you, I'm not interested in the inner workings of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor.
Mung told us about you. You're good friends, right?
That's true, yes. Come to think of it, I remember he did join Wangsheng Funeral Parlor recently. It didn't take long for his good friends to figure out why. The Big G incident. But I know there's nothing we can say to help him get over it. Letting go of the past is a painful process. I would know. So, is Big G the reason you're here to see me?
How did you know? We didn't even say anything.
I'm a businessman. I've got a sixth sense for this kind of thing. Everyone hears the name Moo Moo and thinks I must be dim-witted. I never heard the end of it when I set up shop. But I'd say I proved a few people wrong. Here, take this. It's a top-of-the-line toy box we all dreamed of owning as kids. Back then, none of us could afford it. We were penniless. Today, business is booming. I ended up buying loads of these. It was a dream come true.
Wow, you must be like super rich.
For me, it's a memento of a childhood long gone. Without it, we wouldn't be where we are today. So, having found me, I guess you'll be looking for Little Wu and Songza next.
Mm-hmm. We already saw Little Wu. Now we gotta find Songza.
I see. If it's Songza you're after, let's meet at the overpass at Feiyun Slope. It's just above the staircase leading down to the dock.
All right.
I've got an errand to run. I'll come find you as soon as I'm done.
And that is right over here. So, here's the staircase. I usually go up this all the time. But, we need to be up there. Alright. I think I can get there from over here. Let's find out. Because this city is not really the best for being able to get from one place to the other very easily. Alright. So luckily, it wasn't all that difficult. And they're all here.
Huh? You're all here.
Of course they are.
Reminiscing about old times, thinking back to past events. We've been at it for years.
Our hometown was completely destroyed in a disaster, so we've got nowhere to go back to. Now, home is wherever friends are.
They've just been telling me you're looking for keepsakes. I make artisan Xiao lanterns down by Liyue Harbor. I guess they represent me better than anything. A few days ago, I bought some quality plastrite shards. They're currently all in the warehouse at the dock. I've already spoken to the manager. Could I ask you to retrieve them for me?
Seems like you already know what's going on. Be back in a jiffy.
Alright. Not really sure why we should have to go all the way down there. If you knew that this was the plan, you should have brought it with you. But alright. We'll go get it. Just another retrieval as far as things are concerned. I gotta say, this one, this story, I don't know, isn't that great. It's not as bad as it could have been.
Hi, we're here to pick up the plastrite shards for Sansa.
I think she mentioned it. Yes, here you are on the register. No problem. The plastrite shards are over in that crate there. Please, help yourselves.
But yeah, there really isn't much
Doesn't
to
seem like
this.
they're here. Let's look someplace else. Doesn't seem like they're here. Let's look someplace else.
But up on top.
These look like what Sungza was talking about. Let's head back.
Alright. Yeah, we'll just go here again. Granted, we're gonna have to run to... Is this really a shorter way? Yeah, I suppose there's two ways to the bridge, left side and the right side. So I guess this works.
My thanks to both of you. This looks like great stuff. Please, wait a moment. This is the final step. Okay.
She does something.
There we go. I wrote all 5 of our names inside the lantern. You know, during the annual lantern rite, we all release a lantern like this. No matter what the days may bring, whichever roads we choose to take, while this rite remains observed, each of us remains the same.
As for the matter of Big G, the 3 of us have discussed amongst ourselves and agreed we won't press you on it.
But if you get the chance, please let them know we're doing well, and that the things we once spoke of, they've all come to pass.
You can count on us. But really, what we should have been doing is having the kid follow us around so he could hear it himself.
Thank you. We'll pass it on. Big G is lucky to have friends like you. We got everything we need. Let's go to Wulong Hill and find Hu Tao and the others.
Alright. Right, that was way up here. I'd forgotten that. Alright, back to this. Nope, and we're in the water again. Alright. Back over here. Into the tranquil part of the forest.
Oh, you're back already? Sooner than I expected. You didn't go spilling the beans, did you, Paimon?
Does Paimon look that unreliable to you?
I'm kidding. Anyway, looks like they were willing to hand over some keepsakes, so I guess they knew the deal. Nevertheless, when it comes to things like ghosts and ghouls, spirits and souls, the one thing everyone knows is you never know what to expect. Which explains why they were reluctant to pry and find out the full story. Which is just as well, because if they had attempted to, it would have been too much for me to deal with.
It sounds terrifying.
Guard the border between life and death. This is Wangsheng Funeral Parlor's most important responsibility, and I'm stricter than most.
So what about us? Does it matter if we cross the border?
Of course not. After all, you were caught up in all this already, just like Meng. It's not the end of the world if you catch a glimpse behind the curtain. And where we're going, don't be surprised at what you may see or what may occur. All of it exists within the border between the living and the dead. An ordinary place, really. The only special thing about it is that nobody really knows about it. Whatever you do, don't get all worked up over nothing, okay? Or else by the time we're out, I'll have to erase your memories. So listen to everything I say. Let's go.
Paimon's scared. But like Hu Tao says, we're already caught up in this. We better see it through to the end.
Indeed. Alright. Over here? Ah, okay. And fire recommended. Well, looks like she's actually going to be shown in here. Alright, so after excuse me. After sufficient preparation, you follow Hu Tao to the mysterious border. Remember her warning and don't make a fuss about anything that waits ahead. Alright, looks good to go. And start off with her. Right, she is a spear user. She's one of the...
Wow, what is this place?
Somewhere close to death, but not like the hell or underworld from the tales of old. This is just a place where the ley lines tend to go a little bit haywire. So keep your cool. Follow me. The farewell ceremony site is just up ahead.
Yeah, she was recently one of the banners that you could wish on. And I think I had to choose between her and the water archer lady. I didn't know. I think I rolled once on Utao's banner, and then everything else on the other banner. And of course, I didn't get either of them. All right. Where are we going? Right here.
That pattern looks familiar.
From the right angle, you can make out the whole thing.
Ah.
Oh, just like last time.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. Oh, I missed that. She's getting hurt quite a bit.
This place doesn't feel at peace.
That's why it's named the border. You can't just cross whenever you please. You need to have a little... How do people normally put it? Pomp and ceremony?
Paimon's pretty sure that's not how people put it. Show begins.
And in we go. Oh, hello. That do nothing?
Nice and spicy.
There we go. Actually, I can use her, because you're not actually elemental. There we are. Looks like we've got to light this thing. Okay. Oh, almost fell off the edge.
By the way, I imagine Adventurers Guild members are good at making order of things. See if you can find a way to get the right things into the right places. Usually it requires a bit of destruction as well as elemental reactions. On your marks.
You talking to us?
Alright, wonder if, like, the camera angle is a bit off for this. That's what we're supposed to do, right there. I just thought we were supposed to also do something with this. It looks like we are. But getting the angle seems to be going a bit wrong. Let's drop this off down here. See if that does anything.
I'll protect us.
Get some healing going. Yeah, it looks like we're supposed to be standing here for this. But this just doesn't want to work. Like it's supposed to be there or something. Am I zoomed in too much? There we go. Glad we're not being timed. Alright, so here's the other one. And we'll just put this over here. That opens that up. We're going to switch back to somebody that seems to stay. Hold on a moment. Alright, sorry about that.
Embraces its duty.
Seem to do better as characters I'm more used to. Not that I'm great, but you know, better than I was doing with Butao though. Not used to how her abilities work. Whoa, hello. Then of course this happens.
Out of the frying pan, it's
Eyes on me!
I suppose we could just do this. There we go. Oops. And I'm just flubbing all the buttons. Okay. Open the door. What do we got over here? Ah, it just opens up on its own now. No need to solve puzzles. No treasures. I mean, there's a few boxes, but so I'm not really interested in that.
This looks the same, but there aren't enough. So confusing. Let's have a look around. Or up ahead.
Might as well place one of those there. Let's get rid of this. There we go. And yeah, we probably have to get something from over here. Hey, the lights are lighting up for me. Alright, let's... I don't want to say that I have to jump in, but I mean, it's not the nothingness that is a normal edge, so maybe I do. Yeah? Swimming over here. Not sure how I'm getting back, but it might be an over-the-top direction. Alright. It's too bad we couldn't have sprinted across that. But oh well. There we go. Alright, we are going way out of the way to get this other part. But I suppose that's okay. But we're gonna have to run all the way back. Maybe. Unless this led me in a circle. I don't know. Let's look up here, I guess. What do we got? Got this thing. Probably gonna have to fight here. Why are things already destroyed here? Have we been here already? Are we backtracking? Is that what this is? Okay. If we are, I'm glad I did, because that's a treasure I missed. Alright, so, back over here. I really haven't been paying much attention to where we're going. So, it may take me a minute. I think this is the way to go. Okay, there is one.
Isn't this where we just were before?
Who said that? I wasn't paying attention. Is that her assistant? I gotta get through that. Those light up. I'm supposed to do something here? Maybe I'm supposed to have the light with me the entire time? So if I pick that up, and go over here, does it go into this thing? Nope. And I suppose it'd have a bit of an arrow on it if it did. I still have it here. Ah, I think I see what I need to do. I need to circle around with one of these, and it will make a second one appear when I get back to it. And that's the assumption anyway. Okay.
What into that is going on? Have we even been moving forward this whole time?
It's almost as if we're constantly being sent back to the beginning. Everything resets.
Yeah. Almost everything. Yep. I mean, it kind of reset, but if it would have truly...
We're stuck! The spirits have trapped us!
No.
Don't be daft. You've put my mind at rest. Seems it's not easy for ordinary folks to cross over.
So you set us up?
If you don't have enough, then why not just carry it through a few more times?
That's one idea.
Finally! Paimon thought we were gonna be trapped in that weird place forever.
The only way I would have been able to do that faster is if I had brought it with me in the first place, rather than placing it first.
That's exactly the point. Trespassers end up running scared.
So, that's the weird stuff out of the way, right?
Maybe.
Yep. Just dive off the edge here.
How else do you think you get to the other side? But yeah, I've had stuff like that before. It's just so far down that you can't see. But if you were that worried about it, you could also toss the pebble off the side, listen for it to hit anything. That sort of stuff.
Welcome to the farewell ceremony site. Our destination is just up ahead.
All right.
I know you're excited, so feel free to have a look around and talk amongst yourselves. Soon you'll find out there's nothing special about this place.
Okay. Nothing special. Except the treasure chest. And, maybe clouds that you can walk on. And people that are also here. Just, everyone's here for a gathering. Some have been here more times than others.
It's the lantern rite again. Wouldn't it be cool if we got to see the lanterns ourselves one day?
You can make a wish without a lantern, you know. My mom told me. As long as you yell it really loud, your wish will come true in the future.
Yell it? Isn't that kinda embarrassing?
As soon as the first person yells, then everyone else just joins in, and nobody feels embarrassed anymore.
That's right. Little Woo, you start.
All right, I wish I could open a massive restaurant with never-ending dishes and snacks, so I could eat Joy and chili chicken every day.
That's your wish?
If that's so funny, what's your wish?
To get rich, of course. Do big business and make a load of Mora. With Mora, you can do whatever you want and be happy.
Yeah, if you get rich, you could buy that super expensive toy box.
Not just one. One for everyone. No, loads for everyone.
Well, if Momo's gonna be a businessman, then I don't need to earn any money.
Whoa. It's tough getting rich. Don't put all the pressure on me.
As for me, I want to learn to make Ming Xiao lanterns. The big kind! And Xiao lanterns, too. I'll be the best artisan around.
Yeah! That way we don't need to go to Liyue Harbor to release Xiao lanterns.
Anyway, those are our wishes. Mung, Big G, what about you?
Me?
Huh? They all disappeared. Right when he was about to make his wish.
It brings back so many memories. That was the last lantern ride the 5 of us spent together.
It's been so long. Everyone's all grown up. Have all those wishes really come true?
They've come true.
We asked each of them for parting gifts for you. Little Woo's become a chef. Momo's a successful businessman. And Zongza makes great shell lanterns.
Really? Wow.
We've never forgotten our childhood dreams. We've kept them in our hearts as a promise to each other. Anyway, time to release this lantern.
Hey, take a hint. Let's give them some space to go over the good old days.
They walked away. They're making the space. Also, I have no idea where they went. Ah, there they are. So, by taking a hint and making space, you want me to not go this way, but go over to where you are, which technically is bringing me closer temporarily to where they are. Like, right here, this is closer than over there. So, here we are.
Take the hint? Really? Of all of us, you're the one who needs to learn how to read the room!
Your scope of work is nothing like I imagined.
Really? The end result is the same, though. Exactly what I do and how I do it are just minor technicalities. As I explained, Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was, once upon a time, more akin to a doctor's office than an actual funeral parlor. During the Archon War, piles of corpses covered the wilderness. People were plunged into misery and suffering. Disease was spreading all over the land. Death devastated the world of the living. Such were the times when the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was first established. As humans, its founders were deemed too insignificant to matter, but slowly, they managed to drive away death.
They must have paid a huge price for that.
After generations, Liyue Harbor became a bustling hub of prosperity, luring people with dreams of great fame and abundant mora. But in the end, some lunatics stirred up the legacy of the dead. By that I mean the remnants of the defeated gods that ravaged the world. I won't go into specifics of that situation, but suffice to say that at its peak, life was on the verge of bringing about its own extinction, while death was coming back with a vengeance. It took a long, long time, longer than you'd think, to restore balance and reinstate the border. Without it, Liyue Harbor as we know it wouldn't be here today, neither would the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor, you or me.
I didn't expect you to be such a storyteller. Can you reveal a bit more?
Not a chance. Curiosity can be perilous, you know. Don't forget my warning, the less you know, the better. What you make of my words is up to you. I do hope that most of it flew over your heads, though. The Wangsheng Funeral Parlor is just that, a funeral parlor. Nothing more to it.
Won't disagree. It's time to go back.
We live in peaceful times, but this harmonious coexistence between life and death should never be taken for granted. Huh? It's about time. Let's go. Let's take them to the place where all begins and all goes to rest.
What kind of place is that?
I just mean where we first bumped into each other. I come up with fun names for things sometimes, okay? No need to hound me with questions about every little thing I say.
All right. And treasure. And leaving the domain. Oh, good. You don't have to go that far. Granted, this is where we met the first time. So, I'm glad it isn't all that far.
I think we did everything we could to make you happy, Big G, wouldn't you say? But if you ever really do become an evil spirit and come back with more nefarious nonsense in mind, I may have to forget our friendship and give you a far less fond farewell.
I won't, I promise. I'm grateful for everything you've done for me. Now that I know that my friends are doing so well, I have no intention to bother them.
I also want to thank you. You made my dream come true, too.
So you should also mind my warning, Mung. If you won't let go of the past, I might reunite you two sooner than you think.
How can you say such horrendous things with that smile on your face?
Well then, last but not least, let's say our goodbyes to Big G.
See you later, Big G.
Not like that. You won't be seeing him later. Let's stick to goodbye and such.
No worries. I'll just take my leave. I'm sorry. Of all the wishes we yelled that day, only ours hasn't come true.
Nah, don't be bothered by that. No life is without its regrets. You can leave in peace now.
All right. I'll remember you all. Goodbye.
He's gone then. I thought that closure would bring me relief, but all I can feel now is emptiness.
So, what was the wish you two made? We didn't have a chance to hear it earlier.
Well, after each of us has started a family and built a career, we want both our families to spend the Lantern Rite together. That's why I envy my friends so much. Little Wu and the rest, they all had a chance to fulfill their wishes. Mine, however, will remain just a dream.
You still have a lot ahead of you.
That's right. Also, think about this. Everyone gets burnt to ash one day. So enjoy your life while you can, and when your duty to the living is over, you can meet whoever you want again in the afterlife. Isn't that great?
Thank you? Either way, I don't think I'll ever return to Wuwang Hill. I have a lot of feelings to process.
No worries. It's a good opportunity for you to go on vacation. Consider your leave approved. Naturally, this doesn't change the terms of our previous agreement. The leave will be unpaid.
And off he goes.
Aren't you forgetting about something?
You promised that you'd help us in our search.
I took you to the border and let you have a look around, didn't I? But based on your reaction, it seems like you didn't find what you're looking for. It is a pity indeed.
The biggest pity of all is your lack of help.
I was fishing around on your behalf through the channels that aren't accessible to you. Unfortunately, I didn't find any leads worth pursuing either. I'll keep my eyes open in case anything crops up. If so, I'll be sure to let you know.
You don't sound like you mean it.
Also, by the sounds of it, since we haven't ever met ever again, nothing came up.
I'm not an expert on tracking down the living. However, if you want me to summon someone from the other side of the border...
Oh, stop saying creepy stuff!
Relax. I'll help you look for them. You have my word. My exquisite sense of humor always goes unappreciated.
Seems like you really like your job.
I have my reasons.
Reasons?
The spirits we saw near the border are the dead that still long for the world of the living. But I've never seen any of the previous directors there, not even once. This means that becoming the director of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was the right decision for them, and left them with no regrets.
And off she goes. Alright, so... I mean... That one... I don't know. It was okay. That was an okay story. But it seemed to drag on a little bit for me in some places, but that's okay. I liked it, and now I have more to do. So, I'm not going to start another one today, but next time I'm probably going to do Zhao and Eula, and then just work our way through these. Just because I don't want this to be the bookend of Genshin Impact. I'd rather, if I had known that there were so many of these to do, I would have tried to start doing them much earlier and tried to space them out a little bit more. But just with, 3 hours per session, just doesn't give enough time when quests take an hour and a half to 2 hours. But before I end the session, I think I'm gonna do this. Give me just a second here. Sorry, I felt something creeping up in my throat. Felt like I had to take care of it. So, one last wish of 10 on this banner. for this week. Maybe I'll have some more next week, but we'll see. So here we go. To end the session here. Yep, one more roll. This, I think, is 70. Hey, we got something good. Alright. More weapons. Oh, we got our purple for this roll. Looks like rust. I'll have to take a look at that later. See how good it is, how bad it is. If any of my characters will make use of it. And we get a Dea. Alright. So, I'm happy about it. I know a lot of people think that Dea is not a very good character. But, you know, for me, it's one that I don't have, and it's a 5-star. Of course, that means that I probably won't be able to get Ganyu. Just because unless I get lucky in the next, 20 rolls, I'm not going to get enough points for another 70 or something. But, yeah, I got a 5-star off of this, and that's good enough for me. Would still like to get Fischl, though. I hear so much about how Fischl's a great character. She's great support. One of the better electric ones out there. That sort of thing. I wouldn't mind. I know since the banner is here, I can try using her in the testing. Is it over here? Like in the test run? Yeah. I can give her a test run, see what it's like. But, I think I've used her in some of the events, like ones where you have to fight a bunch of creatures and earn points and stuff. But, yeah. So, I think that'll be it for this session. I think it ended well. I got a 5-star character. I got plenty of 4-star stuff. Next week, let me see if I can recall my schedule. So Sunday, I'm going to be continuing Honkai Star Rail. Still trying to get through what I don't know. I kind of consider it still the tutorial since we're still unlocking the ability to have access to stuff like a lot of the equipment I think I have unlocked, but I don't have anywhere to get it, like the relics. I can equip relics, but I can't get them from anything. Like there's no domains that I can go to get them. And maybe that's how it's supposed to be. I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna play some more of that. Hopefully unlock the ability to get some more stuff. And then Monday, as usual, will be Pokemon. I'm currently playing through Pokemon Legend Arceus. I'm going to continue on with that. Tuesday, I believe, is Planet Crafter. I just started up a session of that this week because my usual stuff kind of fell off due to computer problems. So yeah, I'm going to continue some Planet Crafter, see how far it goes. I know it's not complete, but I want to see how far it goes. And then after that, Wednesday, I will be playing Star Rail again, or at least that's the plan. As I think I mentioned at the beginning of this session, is I want to get that to a point that I had gotten Genshin in my first videos, to a point where I have everything unlocked. I have enough to do every day to go out and there's not really much to explore because it's uh not an exploration game, but go around and do things. There are things that you can kind of do. Um, I don't want to say too much for those of you who are just starting it, and I don't want to give any spoilers. And then next Thursday, of course, I will be playing Genshin again. Probably going through some more quests, unless something else pops up that seems like it'd be interesting. But with that, I'm going to call it here, and I hope to see you all next time. Have a good night.